All right, things are still coming up. Internet things are happening. Things are whirring. Doubtless. There we go. There we go. We're live. Say hello, everybody.
Yeet.
Hello.
Stream goes live. Immediately takes bite of food.
Has been Jotun. What has been Jotun? Well, Emily's not here.
What has been Jotun? Let no man yield part.
Let no man yield.
Let no man yield part.
Let no man. Okay. All right, guys. We are up. We are. So you guys are back in the strange laboratory. Also, I'd like to point out this summoning circle right here.
Where?
Give me a minute here. This summoning circle right here is no more. This circle right here, it's gone. So
that means we were at least slightly successful.
Yeah. So you guys did the right. What? Do you guys just see the map like freak out for a sec?
No, I'm pulling.
No, mine still won't load.
Oh no, it's freaking out. The whole room appears to have shifted, except for the stuff in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. So just ignore that fact. Everything in the room has shifted a bit.
The room is moving.
It's just... All right, guys. So what do you want to do?
Sleep.
Well, okay, Vilcus, you're out cold. In whatever distant, far-off land between death and slumber you traipse at the moment. You hear your wife's voice, but you can't seem to figure out where it is. It's just sort of echoing all around in your head. And then you feel great discomfort in your stomach.
Huh. Probably something I ate.
Has anyone tried to see if he's alive yet?
Yeah. The discomfort in his stomach was when Eliseth made him vomit up the rest of the
whatever he drank.
Gotcha.
Nope.
That was probably while I was playing the ukulele.
Yes, it was. It was while you were playing the ukulele.
So of all of the different things that random thing could do, one of the effects, which is almost not very likely to happen at all, it was like you have to roll a 100 and then roll a 10 on a d10. But its effect was you can produce the unknown liquids like 3 times a day and just consume them. So you can just roll on that chart 3 times a day if you want and have other random effects happen to you.
Also, I assume you're just like randomly switching maps at this point.
I'm not having anything change on my screen, but I don't know if that's
I'm not seeing it.
just me.
That's probably just me, because you guys are still in the laboratory battle.
Yes.
I mean, you're not in
So,
it.
how is everyone looking right now? Vilcus is out cold. Furion is beaten up and level drained.
Casual looks like crap.
Triss, I think, is basically fine.
Am I able to, like, move again?
You are. You feel pretty much fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Except for the fireball damage, right?
Have you managed to get the Raven to work on Roll20?
I don't know what it is with the thing.
I'm
Actually,
putting it in
if
file.
you want to email it to me right now, we can try.
I'll give it a shot.
In terms of looking for Triss is only down like 12 hit points, and I didn't get hit by anything weird, so I'm basically I'm good to go.
So I guess the people who are feeling crappy.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know how long till Vilcus is likely to wake up?
Alyssa said she gave her guess at between 1 to 3 hours.
Yeah, and her first priority is like she's gonna make sure that he's like she's done everything she can to speed his waking up But then she's going to make like heal checks on everyone that looks injured, including those who are only barely injured.
Okay.
All right.
So we're stuck here for at least an hour.
That would seem to be the case.
Yeah.
Okay.
We might want to use it for a long rest, honestly.
If we're doing that, we need to throw them off our track because they know we're in here. And this is a dead end.
Also, we should trap the places they're likely to enter.
So the door, we barred the door. Which we can trap as well, but if they have Dimension Door or any other teleportation spell, it won't matter.
The one summoning circle was destroyed. Is there anything else that's likely to be like a place where something could be summoned or teleported to?
You know that only had the one thing as far as you know, the outside part.
Next, so does your headband show anything?
Does my headband show anything?
Your headband shows no magical fields except whatever's happening in that vat.
Okay.
This vat. This one over here. That vat.
What colors of it?
The green vat. The bright green vat.
Yeah, but like what color is the field around the vat?
Green.
Oh.
The only green thing on the map is the vat.
I don't know. Well, I couldn't tell if what was in the vat was green or if that was the magical aura.
Oh, okay. That's a fair question. So the magical vat, the aura for that is not green. However, the substance in it is actually green. However, it's a big metal vat with like glass windows. And forgive me for having to look, but the color is. I know we talked about this like 2 seconds. I talked about this last week, and I have to look it up again. About the schools of magic and their various associated colors.
If we could get that written down somewhere, I think that might be useful.
I do have it written down, and I read it out, and I thought people were writing it down.
You did?
I did.
It has a
Is it in the
purple.
records?
It has a purple aura, Nexa.
It should be.
It has a purple aura, and you would know that means transmutation magic is at hand.
So I know for a fact that I wrote something down.
I'm not finding it in the notes.
Me either, actually, which is worrisome. I wonder if it just didn't save. Or maybe I just wrote it in my own.
Anyway.
All right.
Moving on. Yeah, okay, so that's good to know about the...
We could probably try and rig a trap over the door if you wanted, Bilgus.
Hey!
Sorry.
Why are you telling?
There's Furion.
Oh, the edge work?
Yes.
Hey!
Yes.
Beautiful. Possibly
Yeah.
with this acidy stuff.
Yeah, so we determined that stuff is acid, right? Like somebody fell in there and got burned.
2 people fell in there.
Anybody we care about and or like?
Furion.
That's right, you were in there. Okay.
Yeah, that's about it.
Is it like, and we said it was like gelatinous, so like, would it like be like liquidy if it was outside the receptacle, or would it just like sit there like Jello clumps if you put it like on the floor?
It'd be like Jello that's been left out of the fridge for a couple hours.
So it'd be liquidy, so like it would run everywhere.
No, it'd be like, it would hold together, but it'd be like sweating.
Okay, that's really nasty. Would
I
it
know.
sweat purified acid? That's what I want to know.
You don't know.
That could be interesting. The thing with the problem I have though with like making like I feel like the acid would be useful for some sort of like weapon as opposed to or like I don't know, have like a bucket of that falls on somebody's head. I don't know. Because,
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was thinking for a trap.
Okay.
But so if we're stuck here,
do you have any buckets?
I don't think we have any buckets in bag of holding, but I can check.
Well, we are in the lab, so they might have something. Can I like just like kind of wander around the lab and just see what stuff is here?
Sure. Where do you wish to wander?
Basically, the end. Well, how big is this room actually? Like,
Well, I mean, you can see that it's, let's find out the exact dimensions. I mean, yeah.
100 feet by 100 feet on the ground with what looks like a 20-foot catwalk on each side.
Yep, that's the way it should be before I somehow managed to garble the drawing.
Yeah, I realized myself now. Okay, well then in that case I'll just do a full walk around while we're trying to figure out what we're doing.
Sure. So
An
Tris,
alternative plan is you all take turns drinking whatever's randomly on the table, see what happens, and reassess afterwards.
Yeah, and this is the night that we TPK, guys.
no, somebody would get immortality.
Yeah,
Knowing
it's
us.
worth it. It's worth it. Just start doing it. Start drinking. This is a grog plan.
This is guys. It is the end. Start drinking. Just.
Honestly, probably be next to immortality and have absolutely no idea what to do with it.
That'd be beautiful. I just imagine next just sort of going, There's a sincere lack of heavenly acting clubs. I should write some dramas. Okay. Alright, so
What's Lassie?
I can think of 2 ideas to try and make things safer while we rest. The first would be trying to basically melt a hole behind one of the bookshelves with acid big enough to hide in. And enough stone and wood will block detection spells.
That's a really good idea, actually.
And the other, like I said before, I am willing to take the magic headband, potentially the cloak, and go out and deliberately trip some alarm spells to try and throw things off the scent. People want me to.
Well, let's see what's in here that's interesting. If there's anything interesting that we might be able to use that might prevent us from having to run out and trip some alarm spells and potentially get...
I don't think anything we do is going to be likely to stop them from being able to teleport in.
Alright, well, if we want to do that first...
I am not fabulously wedded to this idea. I'll admit, I don't like the idea of having to go out alone, but...
I'd rather do a quick run through of the room first because, regardless, because even if we do trip, we're not going anywhere. Yeah, so we're just going to go back to here. So as soon as they realize that we're not there, they're going to be like, oh, they're back in the lab. So I don't know
Not necessarily. We could just be hiding somewhere else.
Yeah, but I still feel like they would instinctually check the lab first because it's not like we're moving very far. Like that might honestly
check the lab first.
Yeah, so my point is honestly that might be a better thing to do like before we start moving again.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
If you want to stay in this room, I can make use of one of the things I did with my character, and I can make traps.
Do it.
Yeah, I feel like why don't we use the trap making ability, and then before we head out, we trip a couple alarms so they're like, oh, they went this way.
I didn't mean alarms here. I meant alarms outside. That way they would look somewhere other than the lab.
No, that's what I mean. But still throw them off the set because, like, I feel like if we're staying in the lab, even if we trip alarms like 2 floors up, they're still probably going to at some point. They're still going to check the lab. I think sooner rather than later.
So if I was the wizards, and I knew that we'd sent people to the lab to go intercept these do-gooder intruders, and they didn't come back. They didn't come back, and what were you saying, Harley?
I was just making sarcastic comments to myself, sorry.
No.
I would check the lab first, assuming that either they would have moved or they'd still be in the lab. But if I saw alarms go off somewhere else, that's probably where I'd start looking. I mean, I'd do the lab eventually, but...
That's fair. I guess my point was more like, I don't know that it's necessarily going to buy us a full 6 hours.
No, but it might buy us 2.
That's fair. Alright, so...
Yeah, I am not wedded to this idea.
No, I don't like this idea. I'd rather us not do it, but it's... So let's see what we can find in here. Yeah. I don't know, maybe we'll find like a potion for like a bird that'll fly out and can trip some alarms and then come back. I don't know.
That would be nice.
The famous potion of bird drone alarming.
Yes. So
maybe it's the famous potion of Bertram.
I know, right? It's a cure for Bertram. All right, so I'm gonna do my run around. What do my not elf eyes see?
Your glorious Asimar eyes, you spy these 4 slabs. There's on the right side of the room. These big gray wooden slabs. They have leather. They have leather restraints bolted into them. All 4 of them are empty. The one is covered with a sheet, though on it is just like, I mean, basically, for lack of a better term, like a model anatomy. Like, you've never seen one of these before. It's like a human being, but like if somebody cut it open, you know, top of the head to the bottom of the foot, and then it was like displaying it in 2 halves, and it has like all these things inside that are marked with little arrows, and it's very interesting.
Okay.
There are also in that room. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5. There are 5 cages. Inside these cages, you see that the one at the bottom right, that's where some of the Bodak seem to have come from. As is the one from the bottom left. In the cage that's lower, directly up against the vat, you see that there is a woman lying face down in it. And there's like a bowl, and there's 2 bowls by her head. She appears to be chained to the cage itself by her ankles. As far as you can tell, she's dead.
Does she look like she's a human that's dead, or does she look like a zombie that's not really dead?
She looks like a normal human.
Okay. What else do we find? Also, what can I see what's in the bowl?
Looks like bread and water.
And she's chained by her ankles?
Yes.
Interesting. Which way is she facing, out of curiosity?
Towards the vat, which is where the food and water are.
Interesting. Okay, what else is here?
Alright, at the top one in the top left, you appear to see there's like a very tall cage, you think, to accommodate a tall thin cage, you think, to accommodate maybe the King Bodak. And then the one that is right up against the vat up at the top. That one seems to be empty, though there are bedclothes scattered in it. There's like bedclothes and like sacking and sheets and food. Food and bowls. But it's also empty.
Is it open, or is it just...
All the cages, the 2 cages that the Bodaks didn't seem to come from, those 2 are locked.
Including this one?
Yes, the empty one.
That's not encouraging. Anything else major? Anything else like big structures? Other than that, I'm gonna go through drawers.
Well, there's the desks and the bookshelves.
I would like to go and examine them.
Okay, you go through, the desks have, you know, like, scientific equipment, like, you know, whatever the medieval, you know, whatever the evil wizard equivalent of a Bunsen burner is.
Bunsen burner.
Yeah. Jars, vials, cups, spoons.
I'd like to take some of
syringes.
the empty jars and vials. I'd like to take if there are any.
Oh yeah, sure.
That's a good point.
You can you have your run of the place. You can take.
Seems like something that might just come in useful later on.
Yeah, we can bottle some to acid too.
You take. I mean, you take more than you'll probably ever use. I mean, it's.
Okay, should I just put many down for vials?
Yeah, many.
Many vials.
Many.
Thank you.
Okay.
And there's bookshelves full of thick books. What languages do you speak, Triss?
Common, Celestial, Sylvan, Dwarven, and Elven.
Okay, most of these are not in languages that you speak. They appear to be spell books, but most of them are like academic notebooks. Okay, Ethan, I don't know how to whisper to you. It's not letting me pick up your name. What do I need to type
Try
in?
the.
You have to do the word the.
Yeah, it takes the for Ethan.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it'll pop up.
It hasn't popped up for me.
No, it's because it's just the.
It's
His name
it's
is
not
just
the Raven. It's just the.
I had the same problem last.
Ah,
Yeah, it's weird.
awesome. Thank you. I don't understand why it does that.
It only goes by the first word of a 2-word name.
Ah.
Okay, so.
And it didn't
Do
do
that.
All right.
Spellbooks, academic notebooks.
Yeah.
I can see if I can read any of the ones that she can't.
Yeah, sure. There's most of these are like of all the spell books, they are all done in I don't know. You of course would speak. You would speak Abyssal.
Yes.
So you know.
I speak Abyssal, Infernal,
Yeah.
Common, Undercommon, Celestial, and Draconic.
Right. So you would recognize that spell books, all spells are in Draconic, because of course. But all the commentary is in Abyssal.
Anything of interest?
To you, no. It's mumbo jumbo as far as you're concerned.
Kaz? Nexa?
Yeah,
Either of you want to take a look? I don't understand.
Alright.
Sure.
Kazaroth, you gotta take a look at it, and she's like, I don't know. I don't really recognize any of this stuff. It looks like alchemy experiments.
Elsa doesn't speak anything.
Relevant.
What do you,
Doesn't
you
speak
need
Abyssal though.
me to roll, Andrew?
Yeah. Do you speak Abyssal?
Or Draconic.
Nope.
Do you speak
Translate for
Draconic?
her.
Nope.
Okay, so Kazaroth is going to translate to you.
Okay.
Make an Arcana check with disadvantage.
Okay. Okay. An 18.
An 18. It does seem to be just alchemical equations to you.
Okay.
The abyssal. I mean, to you, it sounds like mumbo jumbo, at least based on what Kazaroth said.
With the alchemy stuff, is it like just commentaries, or is it also like recipes? From what we can figure out.
I mean, it's like, in a recipe book, you usually have, like a list of the ingredients, a list of how to make the recipe, and then you usually have somebody telling a story, like, my grandmama first made this when my mother was in high school, and at a time after they got home, from the 1964 World's Fair, and this brought them all closer together as a family. You get my gist.
Mm-hmm. So is it or not?
So is it not, or what?
Does it have the actual recipes in it, or is it just the commentary? Because you just described a regular recipe book and then you never answered the question.
It has recipes in it. You don't know for what.
Okay, well, I'm going to take one that's not like super heavy, and I'm going to keep it because that might be useful at one point in our lives.
Okay.
That's basically it. Are there any other what else is in these desks? Like, are there any more vials out, or is it just that one?
Oh no, there are vials all over the desks filled with all different kinds of liquids. Some are burning. I mean, not the vials are burning. I mean, they're on burners. Some of them are just sitting around unattended.
Sorry, lab safety.
They're evil wizards. They don't give a crap about their lab aids.
Yes, they do. Well, it wouldn't be about their lab aids, but they would care enough about lab safety such that they could actually get a usable product.
Well, I mean,
that's
like
fair.
the stuff that's sitting out, like stuff that isn't on a burner, is it's corked and stuff, but
Okay. All right. Well, if we can have LSF look at those eventually, but there's nothing of like use
not that you see.
around here. All right, cool. Then I guess we're back to square one with the alarms and with the traps and set up alarms plan.
Casita.
Yes.
I would say of the people in this room.
Yes.
Yes. You and Nexa would notice this.
Okay.
Okay.
What are we noticing?
You notice that this one, the slab that is slightly smaller than the others.
Mm-hmm.
You see that there's a very, very fine line of dust about 5 feet away from it, like right up against the other slab.
Let's check and see if it moves.
You give it a...
Check for traps. Check for traps. Sorry,
Okay.
paranoia setting in.
Make a check. Make a check.
31.
Doesn't appear to be.
Does it move?
Sorry, I was waiting for you to confirm
No,
this, what you
what do
wanted
we
to do. Alright, so you give it a mighty shove, and you feel it give a little bit.
Sound effects supplied by Harley.
Sorry.
Alright, so
It's fine.
eventually-
It was just like really
It was.
appropriately timed.
with a little bit of help, you manage to go... And you manage to...
Where's Vilkas and his strength when you need him?
Unconscious on the floor.
drooling in a puddle. So there, looking down, you see there is a ladder into blackness.
Hey guys, I think we found a secret exit / entrance.
Interesting.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Nexa, do you see anything magical down there?
Next,
No idea what you just said.
Next to you don't see anything magical with your vision, the headband.
Can you do that one again?
Things down are completely dark.
It is just completely dark. Raven, no, you don't not see any traps.
Okay.
You don't not see any, or he doesn't see any?
Doesn't see any.
Okay, just making
Can
sure.
I actively check for traps? Like down the hole?
Yeah, sure.
What is that? That's perception?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
How far down? does this
26?
jump down?
26.
Oh, sorry.
You don't see any traps.
Okay.
How far down?
Yeah,
It's about
Yeah, how deep is it?
35 feet.
What do you see at the bottom?
Rock. Wall. Dirt.
Like,
You can go
hewn
take a
stone?
look.
It looks
People want-
natural to you. Or at least it's worked, but only in the loosest sense. Like, it's not, like, pretty. It's... You know, but somebody took a pickaxe to this.
Yeah, that was what I was supposed to say. I was trying to find the word for that. Okay, so it's supposed. Yeah. Okay.
You want me to take a look? All right.
Yes.
I will stealthily drop down the hole.
Alrighty, you stealthily drop down the hole. As you drop down, the air...
Probably trigger a trap.
The air is, it's moldy and it's moist. It's all very moldy and moist and gross. And it's, there we go, awesome. Alright, so, everything to you is silent right now. It's just you. You feel your feet. You can even hear your own feet. And that's something that's a little bit weird for you.
Do I need to roll stealth?
Yeah, roll stealth, please.
Should we be seeing
That's
things on
crappy. 36.
Oh, so crappy.
that? That's not crappy.
That's a natural 5.
No.
Objectively, on the dice, it's crappy.
That's fair. The natural roll is crap. Should we be seeing things on the map, or is that still not?
No. The map is not there yet. The map is still catching up.
Okay.
Do I see anything?
You see a lot of things, and by a lot, if by a lot of things you mean darkness. You don't see almost anything. You'd see just far enough ahead, so you know that the passage is curving and descending.
Would I know? Were there entrances from the tunnel into the mountain / the lab?
Oh, you knew they were. You knew there were, but you don't know if there's any that lead into. You never knew of any that led into the lab. That is definitely sort of the mage's inner sanctum, as it were. And that being said, you also don't really know about you know that there are ways in and out through the tunnels, but you've never been in this one or even heard of this one.
Okay.
So,
I guess I'll start down the tunnel, looking for traps as I go.
Alright, sure.
And creatures and anything else that might be of danger.
Before you go,
Mm-hmm.
Trish is gonna grab a rope, and she's gonna toss it down to you and have you, like, tied around your waist.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go a little further than that.
Well, how long is our rope?
How
I
long
think
is
our
your
ropes are in 50. I think our ropes are in 50-foot increments.
Oh. But don't worry about it.
I appreciate it, but I think I'd like to explore them. Sure.
Wait,
Can I take the cloak and the headband?
Which cloak?
Montebank.
Sure, Kazroth takes it off and gives it to you. It has 3 charges for the day, I think, left.
I think it has 1.
No, she used
twice, right?
She did use it twice. It has 1.
The heck was
Are we
that?
good?
Get the freak out! Okay.
That escalated quickly.
Wow. Who is that?
My sweet mate.
Oh.
Fun.
R.I.P.
Fun. That's going on the internet, along with my email inbox.
Wait, what?
When I was downloading the picture for the email. Anybody know how to blur stuff out in post editing on YouTube?
No.
Probably. It's probably just a setting.
No.
Anyway,
Neat.
now that we all know your emails. Wait, okay, so I missed what Noah was trying to say to. Oh no, we were talking about a cloak. So.
Yep. Okay, so you have 1 charge left in your cloak of the Montebank. Where are the rest of you guys hanging out?
Triss is gonna hang out near.
Floor.
I love the status updates from Vilcus. Like, they're honestly just making me really happy. Just like, because like I'm every time I'm about to be like, oh yeah, that's a good. I'm like, wait.
Vilcus,
Oh,
holding down the floor, holding down the fort
Floor.
with most of himself.
Yes.
I'm going to trap the door, like I said.
I'll just
Wait, next one. What? Or Harley, what'd you say?
I was gonna say, I feel like we should all just be intermediately going over and poking him just to see if anything happens.
Kazaroth is with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay,
Harley,
good.
I'm sorry.
Then
I keep
she should
asking
be
you to repeat
intermediately poking him.
She is intermediately poking him. She's not an expert at poking him. She's just okay at it. No.
stabbing him.
She every once in a while she'll like poke or touch, pull an ear.
Okay.
Where am I going with this one? Nowhere.
I'm really wondering.
In case any of you were wondering, the person doing all the screaming was in fact our former barbarian.
Oh,
That's
Schma.
That is appropriate.
Did Ethan have to roll anything to put up the traps?
Yes, he did. There should be a craft check. That's actually what I was getting ready to say when status updates from Vilcus became our new favorite radio segment.
Yes. Trish is gonna just hang out near the entrance of the tunnel and watch and try and get hit points back.
You don't know what a hit point is, but you think they're coming back.
Yeah, and so if Vilcus is covered for now, Eliseth was going to go around and start making heal checks on everyone that was injured.
Okay, Vilcus, Eliseth, go ahead and start making the heals. Can you make a roll for each person? No, what? Make a grand roll. Just one grand roll for everybody.
I don't know if I trust this die, but we'll see what happens.
Can we do the best 2 out of 3? Or, it's not best 2 out of 3, best out of 3.
Yeah, 21.
All right, not bad.
Could have been a lot better.
Vilcus is unconscious. He seems to be actually having a marked improvement. Eliseth mumbles something about rapid eye movements and moves on. Everybody else gets back 4 points of health. And Furion, you get back 5 points of your regular health ceiling.
Yes.
Nice.
That's a pretty good check, especially considering she's doing it for everybody, including
Also,
herself.
As a point of interest, Ethan, was that you saying yes like that, or was that Furion making raspy noises like that?
No, that was me as Ethan.
Yes, anytime the Eliseth gives me anything. Yes! That wasn't even close to accurate.
About the devil's business, no doubt, but only when I'm fully healed. Alright, so meanwhile, back to Casita. Casita, you are slinking down this. It is tight. It's tight. This channel is fairly tall, but you are forced to you're wedging your way through rocks and natural stone orifices. It's not. It's even for someone as dexterous as you, this is not easy.
Okay, so this is not an exit which our group could take. With such massive people as Kazaroth and Vilcus.
Vilcus has really high dexterity.
Vilcus can acrobat his way through, and Kazaroth is... She's
skinny.
Tall, but she's skinny.
Alright, so it is possible.
It's possible. It wouldn't be pleasant.
Might have to take my armor off.
It would probably be pretty loud, especially in armor.
Okay.
But you could get through here. So as you're going down, the passage starts to get smaller, until the point where you can crouch and move through, but you suspect that a taller person would probably have to army crawl through it.
All right.
And eventually, after about 4 or 5 minutes, you hit a grate.
Okay. Can I see through said grate?
Indeed you can. Do you wish to look through said grate?
Sure.
Alright. So You put your eyeball and nose, presumably, up to the grate, and let me show you what you see on the map here.
Oh.
Let's all bloop over to another map.
Bloop?
There's a bloop. There's a bloop. That should be entirely black for everybody. So you see?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
Enormous black square.
I don't see anything else.
That is perfect. That's exactly what I need. Okay, so this is what you see from your grate.
It's like a super great.
I see nothing right now.
That is what you see out of your grate.
There's a squiggly line in it.
That's like nothing.
Right. Okay, so what you see is...
Can you explain what I'm seeing?
Alright, so as you're laying flat on your tiefling stumble, you're...
My stumble?
You're leaning...
I'm lying flat on my stumble.
You're laying flat on your tiefling stomach, tail a twitch, watching intently. At first, you're having a hard time. You're getting ready to try. You're trying to get a good view. All of a sudden, this plank just like floats by you, and you're like, "What the heck?" And then like
a plank.
20 seconds later, another plank like floats by you.
Like a wooden plank.
Like a wooden plank. It's like a wooden like dining room table sized plank.
Do I see anything with the headband?
Yeah, it is glowing. It is glowing with magic. I'm not exactly sure what kind of magic this would be. I would guess probably transmutation. Just be purple. Yeah, it'd be either purple or green for enchantment. I'm not exactly sure. No, it's not that. It's, yes, it'd be transmutation, so it'd be purple.
Is it floating in liquid or in the air?
Air.
Does it appear to be following a pattern?
Yeah, one comes by about every 20 seconds, and then you hear this noise occasionally, like you should...
Like things bouncing off of a wall?
Not exactly. You also hear big footsteps.
Oh.
You hear muted voices talking in a language. What languages do you speak, please?
Common, Abyssal, Infernal, Undercommon, Celestial, and Draconic.
You have no idea what these people are saying. They're like,
Male or female?
Male.
Speaking minion.
Both male.
This is freaking French.
It's surprisingly, it's not deep. It's actually rather high. It's but they do appear to be male. It's and they're talking. They're whispering back and forth. They don't sound happy about something. Can
I identify what? This is a bit of a stretch. Can I identify by the cadences of the language what it might be? Like, you know how when you listen to someone, like, we can identify that as French even though I don't speak French.
Sure, make a linguistics check with disadvantage. I'll let you do it though.
I'm pushing it. I know.
No, I think that's an entirely fair check.
With disadvantage, that's a 7.
They might just be people speaking common who were dropped on their head quite young.
All right, but you can't tell by the cadences even like a group of languages.
Mm. What languages do you speak?
Me?
Yeah.
Common, Abyssal, Infernal, Undercommon, Celestial, and Draconic.
Yes.
Maybe some of the vowel sounds are roughly similar to Celestial, but you'd still have
like. Have I heard people speak like Elvish? Is it Elvish?
You've hung out around Eliseth an awful lot.
But has she? I don't remember her ever speaking Elvish.
I don't either.
She has in conversation with Elrahir.
That's true.
That's true. I've lived next to Elrahir. That's true.
You have lived. That's a fair point. It's not entirely unlike that, but it is an Elvish.
All right. So it's something possibly related to Elvish, but not Elvish.
Probably Sylvan.
Yeah, it's not unrelated. It's not dissimilar. It'd be
Like you've heard English people talking, and I've never heard
Just
German
need that
before.
17th level monk ability, and I'll be fine.
To put this in a comparison to you, this would be almost like hearing. What's good? This would be almost like. Ancient Latin to modern Spanish, sort of.
Okay.
So, actually, no. Okay, so it'd be kind of like Celestial, which is like Ancient Latin, and you've heard Elvish, which is sort of like Church Latin.
Okay.
This sounds like it sounds like it's in the similar vein. Does that make any sense?
Roughly.
Yeah.
Can I see? This is a grate. Does it seem like the grate is removable?
How do you want to find that out?
Just looking at the grate, does it appear to be like bolted in?
You push it, like, if are you gonna push against it at all or anything?
I'll push against it, but I'll do so with my fingers on the grate so that if it actually moves, it won't make sound.
It doesn't move when you push it. It appears to be removable. Like, it's definitely not natural. Like, it's definitely not something that's, like, built in. But your guess is that it would probably be screwed in or bolted in somehow.
It's unfortunate. Can I find the screws or bolts on this side?
It took a while, yeah.
Okay.
You can feel them.
Out of curiosity,
There's only one of them's there. One of them's just not there.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, which angle, well, I don't know. That's not really. I'm not there, so you can roll this question as invalid if you want. But like, when the stuff, like, is she looking down through the grate, or is this like, is she on floor level? Like, where's the floor? Where the voices are coming from?
You don't know. But Casita, you do.
That's the point. I didn't even think about it. I sort of assumed I was on the floor.
Casita, you are not. You appear to be in the air. Because basically, because you see things going below you, going past you and below you. You feel like you're up in the, because like when you look at, you see the top corners of things, not the bottom. You see beyond the sort of two. I don't know if very. This is very hot and damp. The air down here is very hot and damp.
Okay. Hot, damp in a volcano, really.
Hot and damp in a volcano, yes, and
that's odd.
And you see the top corner of what look like two cells in the distance.
People?
You can't see that much. You can just basically see a corner.
Can I tell from which direction the voices are coming?
Yeah. With your perception, you guess that they're somewhere over by the cages, out of your line of sight.
All right, and that's to the left or the right?
That'd be to your left. That'd be okay. So right now you're looking west. That would be south of your field of vision.
Okay. And can I tell down? It seems like.
Can you tell?
Like vertically down?
Oh yes, it's vertically down. Yeah.
So just to be clear, I hear voices and I see cages vertically down, but the beams are floating up on my height?
Yes, they're passing you.
And they're going up and down, not side to side.
You're only seeing them go down.
Okay. I think at this point I'm going to shimmy back and go tell everybody else about it.
So, Casita electric shuffles her way up the passageway, and eventually you see her head pop out from the tunnel.
How long did that whole thing take? Like, when you said it took like 5 minutes to get to the grate, was that 5 minutes from when she first started, or like 5 minutes from where she was at that point in the tunnel?
5 minutes from when she started. 5 minutes from when she started.
Okay. It's not super far.
No, not super far. All of you guys up in the laboratory. As you guys are there, I would like to say that Nexa, you catch this. Triss, you'd probably catch this too. Is you hear a slight creak above, like a.
Above where?
All right, let's go back to that map. All right. So you guys. It'd be up over here, up where Casita said the door was.
Like, and it sounds like it's coming from, like, up like an embankment, or up like from the ceiling?
Up as in you guys are sort of in this, like I explained last week, there's this sunken laboratory that you guys are in. And there's like that catwalk, and the walls go up into a catwalk. It appears to be coming from up on the catwalk where Casita said there was an entrance.
Question.
Yes.
If one was underneath the slab, with the tunnel, could you move it?
Yeah, there's a metal bar specifically for that purpose.
Okay. So technically we could try to hide down here.
You most certainly could.
We could.
If we backed up enough, there should be enough rock and stuff in the way to block detection spells. Granted, they could come look in here, and then we'd also be screwed, but...
Alright, so, as you guys hear this creak, about 5 minutes later you hear a... And there's like a jar just flies out over the catwalk and lands in the middle of the floor. And you see...
From the door?
Yes. It was a very poorly constructed trap. But
the door was also jammed. We jammed the door last session.
You jammed the door. I'm sorry. Never mind.
You heard none of that. We trapped the door.
None of that ever happened. I'm sorry.
How much of none? What do you mean none?
You never heard the creaking. You never heard the... I forgot that you guys jammed the door, because I remember you guys were still talking about jamming the door. I don't remember you guys actually doing it.
I thought we said we did.
I'm pretty sure we did. Because that was one of the things that we were gonna do. Because
I only ever remember saying we could do it. I don't remember actually doing it.
That's where I am too. But I will take your word for it. I would take you guys. I would definitely give you guys the benefit of the doubt.
I mean, I would also argue that I think we would have naturally that's something that we were, because we're trapping the door and everything else, we would have done that at some point anyway. Like even just it's up to you. It's your ruling. Because if nobody remembers us saying that we did it, that's fair.
Oh. I already ruled that I am going to give you guys the benefit of the doubt and say that you did blockade the door.
Okay.
However, to me, the thought that you guys were going to trap the door made me think that you weren't barricading it. Because, I mean...
Both.
You're right, you could always do both.
My paranoid.
Well, why trap it when you can lock it and trap it?
That's true. My thinking was that, we're going to make a trap so someone can walk into it. But that is just my personal... No, I will give you guys the benefit of the doubt. I don't recall, but it is fine by me. The door... How did you barricade the door, actually, out of curiosity?
I believe we took... we said we took pieces of wood from the table, which we had basically turned into doorstops and had jammed them under the door.
Oh, yes, that is right.
I distinctly remember
That's right. I distinctly remember you saying that now. But specifically about the table. That's... Yeah. You know, that's all good. So there was no creaking, no screaming, no epic humor.
So we hear absolutely nothing.
Yeah, no, you hear absolutely nothing. You probably hear like somebody jiggling the doorknob. You guys should probably hear.
Out of curiosity, is this because of my botched roll, or is this something else? Like, was the screaming me when I dropped the vial? No,
that wasn't you. That was somebody blundering through your trap.
Oh. Never mind then.
But it is. The point is moot now.
Good.
So that suggests that they're gonna possibly come back.
Very likely.
That was usually my assumption that the door was cracked open, which it isn't now. So.
No, we heard somebody jiggling the door.
Oh, you did hear somebody jiggling the doorknob. Oh, you definitely heard somebody jiggling the doorknob.
Next, do you want to do anything? Wait for the thing to unmute. That's weird. Your thing's not saying that you're muted, but I hear nothing. Also, you really look like the girl from like the TV in The Shining. It's honestly very disturbing.
If you're talking, Harley, we can't hear you.
Okay. Yeah, Harley, I think your audio's out. Like, it's not muted according to Hangouts, but it's definitely not working.
It'd be nice to play all in person.
It really would.
Amen.
Technical difficulties. Dun.
Do 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 do.
I'm assuming since Nexa also heard it, we would get everybody to shush and like very carefully and quietly go over to where the slab is. There you are.
Hey!
Okay,
And now there's lights.
Now we can hear you.
Yeah, this is gonna be at a weird angle though, so I'm gonna turn the camera off.
That's fine.
Some Harley is always better than no Harley.
You just want to see like my leg?
Yes.
I'm tempted to wolf whistle.
Yeah, so Harley, did you hear like that we heard the doorknob jiggle?
Yes.
Okay. Anything you want to do other than
Everyone is quiet and not visible.
Yeah, do we want to hide like in the slab part or in like the opening to the tunnel?
Has Casita come back out yet at this point when we hear that?
Yes, Casita, what have you informed them?
There's a tunnel, gets real tight, comes out to a grate on the other side. There's two people speaking something that may be possibly related to Elvish, but I couldn't understand. They seemed unhappy. Looks like cages, might be people in it. There are floating pieces of log. We might be able to get through the grate.
Hmm.
Can I stealth?
You can
Yeah.
certainly try.
Stealthing and if we're hiding, if we need to roll stealth, then like do we? Are we just naturally? I don't know.
45.
Guys, the clown music's back.
I got rid of the phone music.
Thank you.
Because people really hate that.
I don't hear it anymore.
I don't hear anything.
It got changed very quickly.
Oh, there it is.
It's
just super quiet.
It's off the list. I took it off the list.
Thank you.
Because people are dull. Actually, no, people are fine. It's annoying as heck.
It's not even that it's annoying, it's just like it always plays in the worst context.
Your entire party is dead.
It sounds like a really crappy elementary school band. I'm sorry. It does.
Oh.
With all of the people on recorder.
Oh,
It sounds like a kindergarten music class where everyone's on recorder.
What sounds like this?
What are the music pieces? Do you know what it's called, Andrew?
Netherworld Shanty by Kevin MacLeod.
If you Google that,
Just like also
you
the fact
can hear the gloriousness of.
plus the fact that it's called Netherworld Shanty. A shanty about the
And it's just the same
Netherworld.
thing over and over. There's really not even a melody. It's just like someone took a 3-bar etude, played it badly, and then just did it on loop for a minute and a half.
That's really weird.
It is. Also, I'm sorry, I did not see that there was a note to me, like a half hour ago.
So are we hiding down here in the tunnel?
Yeah, sure.
People?
I'd say between this time, you guys have taken about 20 minutes. That does mean that you guys can at least try to take a short rest. This whole thing is it's been about 20 minutes since you killed that wizard. 15 to 20 minutes. I mean, a short rest is longer than that, but you guys can do that now if you want to in the tunnel.
Well, if we go in the tunnel and someone gets in here, that's my problem with the tunnel.
Yeah.
Because we're trapped and then we don't have space to try anything.
This is true.
That is true.
Do we want to risk getting trapped in the hopes that they think we've blockaded the door and gone? Or do we want to be just ready for them to potentially just bamf in with, say, 2 Akorshas and start wailing on us?
Yeah.
Personally, well, actually, I want to know what other people think first.
Oh, go ahead. What are you thinking?
Oh, Furion and Nexo, what do you guys like? Do you have ideas, like instant, like immediate insights? Also, well, Vilcus is still asleep. I'm sorry.
Why don't we put Vilcus's body, the sleeping body, he's not dead, in... Why don't we put his sleeping form in the tunnel, just so that he's hidden and can't be attacked by someone who may break in, and then we just kind of huddle down and take a very, very watchful rest in here.
Sounds good to me.
But I feel like that's a smart plan, because that's the other thing. If we're gonna all go in the tunnel, we're gonna have to figure out how to also drag Vilcus's body.
Always the bag of holding.
Okay.
That only works
But
for 10 minutes.
if he's unconscious, he can't remember to hold his breath.
You don't have to. Remember? We looked this up. You can survive for 10 minutes in the bag of holding.
So we
About-
stick him in and then just take him out every 10 minutes and then stick him back in for an hour. That could be
Kesworth goes,
fun.
that's not okay.
You don't want to put your husband in a bag?
No.
We might have to. Don't write
Is
out
he
the
even
idea
going to
completely.
fit?
Put him in a body bag!
So like you try to pull
Snoring.
you try to pull a bag of holding over his head, it gets to like his shoulders. It's just not wide enough. It's like so he has like a hat of holding at the moment. A crappy hat of holding.
So his head in another dimension currently.
We have reduced person potions.
We do.
We
Yes,
could
but what happens
reduce
when they
Vilcus.
wear off and he is in the bag of holding?
Then he
Well, how
will-
long do they last?
I think they last for an hour.
So we could
Only an
carry him in a
hour.
bag of holding for like
Hilarious.
6 times.
His head could fit out again, but the rest of him wouldn't. So you'd have a Vilcus head in a bag.
forever.
Nice.
The rest of him stuck in another dimension.
And then we cram another reduced person potion in his mouth, and
He pops
I will
out
say
again.
that out. It's foolproof, guys. It's foolproof.
no. But all joking
Pretty much
aside,
Azeroth would be carrying around a Vilcus head.
Oh my God.
all joking aside, is anyone willing to help me with the strength checks to move Vilcus's body down a 30-foot?
I don't need to.
Drop.
I can just
Motion.
carry him and drop. I have slow fall.
Yeah,
Well,
you
yes,
do.
but are you able to physically pick up Vilcus,
Probably. Got a pretty good strength.
even with all his armor and everything?
Andrew?
Pick.
Let's
A
see.
15 strength.
Vilcus, how much do you weigh?
Vilcus weighs 280 pounds of just Vilcus.
Holy crap!
I mean, he's a
Nice.
big wolf dude.
He
A
is.
slim
Yeah, I doubt I can
trinity.
carry that.
Can we levitate him? Can
Um,
we drag him
Just
across? Oh my
Tie a
gosh.
rope to him and lower him down with all of us on the other side of it.
If anyone rolls a natural one on that, we're all going to like fall into the tunnel. It's gonna be amazing.
I mean,
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Bedlam.
like, good question about the key points. I would say probably.
How many?
How many do you normally get?
Well, I get them all back over a long rest.
How many do you have?
Oh, God. Sorry. Let me check. In here somewhere. That might take me a second to Fine.
All
Sorry.
right, sure,
Okay.
take your
Oh,
time.
I have 10 key points.
All right, so
You could always just tie a rope to his leg and lower him down.
That's what I just said.
yeah, I figure you probably get one back in a short rest, like you do with spells for like the level
Okay.
spells.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so okay, so we have this. We have the rope around the leg theory.
Whatever
we might want to
do-
go around, say, his chest so that he doesn't go headfirst down if someone should let go.
Probably.
While they were discussing the methods of getting him down the hole, I would have dragged him over to the hole already.
Oh,
So we can literally just tie it and lower him down now.
All right.
Also, whatever we do, we should probably make sure we have a way to get him back up in case we need to.
Yeah, I think we should tie leave one end of the rope up with us.
Vilcus will
Yeah.
roll over and sleep and fondly pat your leg.
It was you.
Who's
Actually, an important
The one
question.
who was dragging him.
who is that?
Visibly disturbed.
Vilcus, you feel a sharp jab of pain in your side.
What?
Why?
Why?
Kazaroth kicked him.
Ah.
Sleep.
Cass, this seems to be a bit of an abusive marriage. I feel like you need to talk to someone.
Somewhere in the back of Kaz's head, Rhiannox says yes.
Kazaroth's going to go have an existential crisis.
What?
Andrew.
Harley, what?
I said we don't have time for Cass to have an existential
Yeah.
crisis.
Get together, Kaz. Gosh darn it.
Kira said in the chat, like the tabaxi, I am disturbed.
Long-winding fans.
I am disturbed.
Okay, so have we lowered Vilcus down?
All right, who's trying to lower him?
I'll help.
I
Kazaroth
am.
will help.
Yeah, if it's basically just like everybody grab
Okay,
part of the rope.
Everybody make a strength check.
Heavens help us.
14.
17.
11.
11.
Can I
21.
actually do that?
What did you say, Harley?
Can I actually do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey!
You're back to normal now, yeah.
I wasn't sure if I was completely back to normal or not.
Uh-huh.
I also rolled really well.
What'd you roll?
Hey!
19.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh!
You guys...
Which is good. Because I have +0 to strength.
So with her biceps bulging, neck veins bursting, Nexa helps lead the way as you guys manage to lower Vilcus's slumbering, smiling form into the tunnel.
I will prove myself I am not just a puddle on the floor.
Do you actually say that? Harley?
Yeah. It's going on the list, folks.
Tyrion just kind of like awkwardly pats you on the shoulder, like, there, you did your best, type thing.
Good job, puddle girl. Good job.
Did you just say, don't touch me?
Yes.
Oof!
Ouch.
Hand withdrawn into cloak.
Okay, don't forget Nexa finds him insanely unsettling.
All right,
Be
and
glad that he wasn't the one who was crushed. Be glad you didn't get crushed, by the ceiling with him. I feel like that would have been really awkward for you.
It would have. Nexa's like terrified of him.
nice.
I'm right here.
Wow.
Vilcus is known to have the best judgment of people.
Also, as you guys are sitting there in sort of like this very low light, it's very dim. All of a sudden, all of you hear in your head, so I haven't done this in a really long time.
Who is it? Is it Rhiannox?
No, it's Kazaroth.
Oh. That's
So since I had children, I've gotten out of practice a little bit, but don't forget that I can, as long as we can see each other, we can all talk telepathically, as long as I'm here.
Since when?
Since a little while ago.
I have no recollection.
nice to know.
Why'd you just say that now?
There are certain things that I've been neglecting since, I've had...
You got lazy after you had kids?
Thank you, Casita.
Okay.
There are certain abilities that I have not been making use of.
Mild gasp, and Furion puts his hand over Casita's mouth uselessly because it's all telepathic.
Casita is, as ever, the soul of tact.
Oh my gosh.
So, yes, there are
I've got to be assholes with Casita for so long.
There are things that I can do that may benefit us all.
Do you have like a list? That'd be really nice, Cass.
Yeah, could you like enlighten us?
Okay, so there are certain skills that are part of my my training,
repertoire?
my ability as a magus that I haven't been using as much as I probably should.
And they are?
Okay.
Raise dragons from the dead.
This is kind of the big one. Also, I can do certain things to screw with enemies' heads.
And you haven't because...
I'm afraid to use them again. They're powerful.
She got out of practice when she got pregnant.
Yes, thank you, Casita.
Hand gets a little bit tighter over the mouth, even though it's still telepathic.
Yes.
Can I lick him to get him to stop?
You absolutely can.
Roll to lick.
Yeah, go for it. Sure.
It's been a really awkward couple of minutes before.
Also, I'd say,
Yeah, right?
I'd like to say that, Chris, you receive a vicious kick in the shin.
Why? What did I do?
Was she trying to kick me?
Do you say anything about it?
Telepathy.
Ow! and you hear Kaz go, damn it, sorry.
Chris is gonna kick back.
Roll a d8.
Only that
I actually need to roll to lick, by the way.
No, you lick him. You lick him. He can't not
Does
be
he let go?
Do you lick
Yes.
5.
5?
Yes.
Oh wait, that's you? You somehow kick yourself in the dark.
Chris is over here, both figuratively and literally kicking herself.
Yes, she is.
Chris is now pissed off, so she's gonna like very quietly shuffle over to Kaz and just kick her.
Do we
like,
notice
actually.
this?
No, you probably don't. Okay, make a perception check with disadvantage to find Kazarathan.
Wait, I thought it was low light.
It is low light, but you're all like pushed to. Okay, you're able to. Make an attack roll with disadvantage to kick Kazaroth.
Wait,
We're
are we?
finally in a low light situation, and I'm not even conscious.
What was that?
With this entire game, we've never been in a low light situation, and now that we finally are, I'm unconscious. And
Yes!
vision.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I'm confused. Like, what's actually the issue with seeing?
It's not seeing, it's moving. That's the issue. It's tight down here.
What?
We're not all.
I'm sorry,
We
what's
didn't go
happening?
down.
My audio just dropped out.
We're trying to edit a technicality. We're not in the tunnel. We're all outside of the tunnel. We put Vilcus in the tunnel. Vilcus is the only person in the tunnel.
Oh.
Nice.
No retconning that stuff.
In any case, just based on my roll and base attack bonus, I got a 25 to kick Kaz.
25. You guys all of a sudden hear a
I don't make her that
clang.
hard.
You hear
I
clunk.
didn't kick her in the armor.
Where do you kick her then?
I just kick her like on her. I don't know, whatever's not covered by
Her
armor.
tail?
Sure.
She turns around and glares at you, but it seems this is over for now.
Okay, this encounter has taken like at least 5 minutes, and I feel really bad about it. Moving on.
All right, so you guys, I thought you guys had gone down the tunnel.
No.
No, we were going to like make a very watchful rest at the top of the tunnel.
Okay.
I think we should always have someone in view of the door.
Can we see the door from the top of the tunnel?
No.
Can we see the door from the top of the stairs?
Yes. So I'll say that in the confusion of lowering Vilcus, there was a scrum of people around the top of the tunnel, leading to the confusion. That is his explanation.
Episode title: Kicking and Screaming.
Yes!
I like it. It's canon.
So, they know we're in here.
Oh, they know you're in there. Probably. Maybe. Maybe they don't. Who knows? How could they know?
I don't know, the door is jammed?
Lots of doors get jammed.
I'd like to go to the door and look underneath it. There's got to be a crack under the door if we manage to jam it.
Yeah, sure.
I see feet.
Do you see footsies? You see no footsies.
Okay.
You just see sort of like flickering torchlight.
Do I see any shadows?
Other than the ones thrown by the torch, no. You hear noises though. You hear what sounds like people running to and fro and like whispers back and forth.
I'm gonna think, because we can do that now.
Yeah.
Hey guys. There's people running to and fro, and can I understand any of the whispers?
Yeah. These are all in common.
I trust that about as far as I can spit.
No,
Sorry, I'm not there.
I was about to say
not
English.
common.
I have
Don't
the
worry about it.
headband.
Ah, yeah.
Do they appear to be real whispers, or does it appear to be, say, the results of a ghost sounds spell?
Good call. They are real whispers.
What are they saying?
There's no arcane essence about them at all.
What will they say?
They hear like, oh, come on, take that box, take that, no, that box. And you hear like a voice going, no, that's one. That's one, yes. No, the other one.
Do we recognize
Good.
that voice?
You don't recognize that voice at all. All of you, do pay attention. No, that's what... You downstairs, you upstairs with me, come on. That's
Trying to deal with the idiot Nicorshes, probably.
That's what you hear. You still hear people like hover. You hear like a woman go, "Oh, I'm fit to be tied. I say, it's fit to be tied." She like walks right past the door.
That does not sound like a whisper.
That's talking out loud, and you just want to shh, madam. I implore you. It is of the utmost importance that you keep quiet and calm.
Yeah, they're totally trying something.
Again, do not trust this at all.
You hear like a cow mooing somewhere in the distance.
Cass,
We're in a volcano.
You've never heard of
one of the
volcano
vials?
cows?
Can I take like one of the jars on
Yeah.
the table and dip it into the acidy stuff
Yes.
and splash it on one of the walls?
Yeah.
How much does it eat away at the wall?
It's not super bad at first, but it doesn't like fall down. Like it kind of sticks to the walls, and it just kind of sticks to it. And after a while, you start to get like this funny smell. And how long do you give it?
Just to see how it does.
Okay. Well, how long do you give it? The
See how long it is in about 10 minutes.
Okay, sure. We'll get back to that.
So we'll take a short rest during those 10 minutes.
Kaz, can you cast an acid splash on the wall and see how that affects it?
Psst. It like scorches the tile.
But it doesn't seem to actually hit it at all.
I mean, it pits the ground a little bit. Yeah. Or is there anything else you guys want to do?
Does anyone have a silence spell?
Nope.
Sorry.
Silence.
What are you trying to do?
Potentially create a new way out of this room.
Kazroth does not know silence.
Is it
So you're
in
talking-
Marzeth's spellbook?
Good question.
Have we opened that?
Yes.
You guys have opened it.
And nobody died.
Not
The hope
list-
was to use the acid to burn away basically rock, because a lot of rocks actually, based on how their chemical composition is, are very susceptible to acid melting them.
And Casita knows this?
Tasha knows this because Tasha's players did this to Tasha when Tasha was DMing. Shout out, Kira.
That is.
They weren't supposed to be able to get the stupid thing, but she was like, nope, this is true. Acid does, in fact, eat away at...
That is metagamey as crap.
Well, her character actually would have known it.
Yeah.
Her character was
I
a
don't
ranger.
know. You guys have some pretty smart people, especially engineering. It's not entirely
I don't.
unreasonable to think you guys might figure that out. I mean,
Kira
what
says,
are your-
hey, it's only marbles and limestones.
Are the walls made of marbles or limestones?
Unfortunately, no, but this does seem to be making some sort of difference on it after a
Holy
couple minutes. That's pretty powerful acid. It seems to
What'd you ask, Noah?
I was just saying, I mean, we're in a volcano. Neither marble nor limestone is a
Volcanic, yeah.
volcanic
Rock.
rock.
Wait, so actually, Tasha, what was the science? What were you asking for the science spell for, out of curiosity?
Use a pickaxe.
You know?
We have a pickaxe.
Marjeth does
Yeah.
not have the spell silence.
Well,
What type of actually would Kaz be able to identify what class of spells? Like, I don't know how that actually works for people in game. Like, can you tell class spells versus
wizards
can you
have
look at it?
spell books.
Wizards
I
have
don't think
spell
sorcerers do, or bards, or
That's true. Nobody
pretty
else
much
does.
anyone else.
Maguses have spell books.
Wizards and Maguses have spell books. All of the other magic users are much more innate.
Instinctual.
That's true. I don't know why I
Instinctual,
asked that. That's
Versus,
something
well,
that you know.
no, because clerics get theirs from memorized litanies.
That's true.
But their power comes from their deity,
True.
imbuing it in them.
Wait, so Marzeth doesn't have silence spell? What class is that? I thought that was a wizard and sorcerer. Is it just not
Doesn't mean
something
he
that
knows
knows?
it.
Doesn't mean he'd know, which seems kind of ridiculous, but it's not one of the
Just
spells I
learn.
listed for him.
Oh.
What
Alright.
spells does he know? Or did he know, I suppose?
That's right, he's dead. That's what's that.
He is dead. Are you looking for a specific level?
Just in general.
Yes, read
sorry.
off his entire spell book.
Detect magic, ghost sound, disrupt undead, mending, mage hand, message, arcane mark, light, alarm, hold portal, disguise self, mage armor, obscuring mist, detect undead, featherfall, ray of enfeeblement, magic missile, detect thoughts, glitter dust, web, touch of idiocy, scorching ray, blur, command undead, ghoul touch, halt undead, vampiric touch, suggestion, fireball, non-detection, deep slumber, dispel magic, black tentacles, scrying, detect scrying, phantasmal killer, fear, contagion, ice storm, cloud kill, dominate person, waves of fatigue, fabricate, feeble mind, telekinesis, chain lightning, undeath to death, geas, eye bite, dispel magic greater, disintegrates, Spell turning, sequester, hold person, mass, finger of death.
What
Hey.
level was he?
Woof! I'm glad we didn't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the spells he said was scrying, and we have someone who might be able to use the spell book. Do you want to
Yes.
take a look on the other side of the door?
You know what another one was? Disintegration.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
So we want to disintegrate the. Well, so we want to scry on them
the
and
question is,
disintegrate the wall.
Kazaroth can use a spell book, but how many of those? What level spells can Kazaroth cast? And how many of those are within her level?
I must imagine.
Kazaroth can cast up to, I think
She's not totally a magus.
She can cast 4th level, 3rd or 4th level, I'm not sure.
Okay, so most of the big ones will be out of her range.
Yes. Yep, Kazaroth is a... She can pick up wizard spells by using a spell book. That is just part of her magiosity.
That's a word.
Kazaroth can cast 3rd level spells.
What's her major class?
Magus.
What's her other class then?
Cavalier.
Which one she have more levels than them?
Magus.
She can only cast up to 3rd level?
8 levels Magus, 4 levels Cavalier.
Yeah, I guess so. Huh. That's interesting.
Well,
Again,
I guess that means we can't disintegrate the walls.
that would have been really fun. And she can't use. Can she use the scrying one, or is that too high level?
Scrying is a 4th level.
So can she? But I thought she said
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they're clearly trying something.
What else is new?
Are we just gonna wait for them to do their thing?
I bet that might be better.
Well, I certainly can't do anything about them doing their thing right now.
Vilcus is gonna wait.
Oh my gosh.
How long has
You're
it been?
not wrong.
How long has it been since combat ended?
In game time, I think it's been about an hour, probably.
Yeah, that sounds about
I
right.
would guess, yeah.
Vilcus is starting to show some signs of life.
Oh,
Is he quietly showing signs of life?
He's probably like caterwauling.
Yes,
can I draw a mustache on him?
you can certainly try.
Charcoal.
Yeah, if that was an option, I'd definitely, I think one of us would definitely have done that by now.
Vilcus is a blackbird lichen. How are you gonna draw a mustache on him?
Chalk!
Find white chalk.
Is there chalk in this room?
No, none that you find, actually.
Do we have chalk?
That's really boring.
Do we have anything in the loot? Let me check the loot.
Can we dilute the acid enough to burn a V on, burn a mustache
I would
onto
hope that his wife would not let that happen.
Kazaroth vetoes this plan immediately.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Don't have chalk.
She,
No.
she's she's like holding his muzzle shut.
Do we have paint?
Oh my goodness.
Is there paint?
Hey guys, can we pay more attention to the problems at hand than trying to prank our sleeping teammate?
Yeah, but this is retroactive. This is before the problem
I'll
happened.
shave a mustache. I'll shave his fur into a mustache.
Alright, meanwhile, while you two are doing that...
I will hold Wait, no. This is something that we would have done before, all the issues happened, because we had over an hour to do this, and if he's just waking up, we wouldn't try now. So can we say that we shaved a mustache onto him a while ago?
You didn't say it then.
Wow. What were you trying to say, Ethan? I'm sorry.
The entire time that you nutters are screwing around, I'm standing stealthed by the door with my sword at the ready. That as soon as anybody tries to get through, I'm hitting them.
Alright,
Basically.
so...
I'm helping find something to shave.
I think we should station something at the bottom of the tunnel.
Okay, you guys...
If they try and come through there.
You guys hear...
That'd be Vilcus.
And then the door bursts inward. The barriers are thrown against it.
Instantly shooting whatever comes through.
There's nothing there.
Oh, that's cool.
Stealth!
Also,
Does my previous stealth hold?
Your previous stealth does hold.
He hasn't moved any.
Ooh.
Oh shoot! I don't remember which of these were actually done. I don't think any of them were.
That's still 37.
Okay.
And I'd like to move up towards the door.
Okay, you move up towards the door.
Are you moving up on the same side as me or on the other side?
Opposite side.
Okay.
Furia, you don't notice anything besides you hear the knock knock, the door opens by itself, and there's just nothing there.
I see with the headband.
With the headband,
You're an invisible person?
there's there isn't, at the moment, there's not an invisible person there, but you do get, you do get the sense of, actually, no, you wouldn't get this at all. You don't see anything. This would not be you.
With the headband?
Oh, that's right. You have the headband. I'm sorry.
I had the headband from before,
So,
which I didn't say I gave back.
Because
the
of
next
that,
round.
you detected very, very faint traces of transmutation and illusion magic. Very, very very, very fleeting.
Illusion.
Care to think that to the rest of us?
Sure.
Can I just stream of consciousness everything?
I'll ask Kaz if she would recognize anything like that.
Alright, Kazroth's going to come up and do an Arcana check on it really quick. She says, knock.
What?
Knock is a spell that unlocks. Knock unlocks doors.
Knock also opens barricaded doors.
Crap.
Specific spell language.
That's rude.
Damn it!
She also says, some kind of cloaking spell. I don't know what.
So, question. Would an invisible person show up as basically a person with the headband?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like infrared. That's cool.
Some sort of cloaking spell.
Did we end up...
Let me ask this way. Where was Casita while he was right by the door?
When the knocking happened?
Yeah, where were you when the knock happened?
I have no idea.
You were shaving a mustache onto Vilcus's face.
Yes, that's right. You were down. You were down.
Oh, that
with
was at the same time?
It was
I thought we were trying to say that we were going to do that earlier, and then you said that we didn't call it earlier. So are we saying that it did happen, or it's not, or it didn't happen?
I'm saying that my thought was that even if that didn't happen, you were probably down with your compatriots.
Probably.
Okay.
I didn't say I was up with him.
Yeah. So then this is all that you see.
I want to make this note just because I thought this is what I heard. I'm not. Tasha can confirm. I thought Tasha said that she was going to move up towards the door after Furion said so.
That was after the knocking happened.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. Did we end up putting anybody down with Vilcus? Is he awake?
Vilcus, make a Constitution. Make a will save.
Will save. All right. Let's open for Constitution.
Will save?
I guess a will save to wake up, as opposed to going back to sleep.
I misplaced my bag of dice. Can someone roll a d20 for me?
I gotcha.
Somebody with
You don't want me to.
Yeah, mine are screwing me over today.
Not great. Natural 8.
So, that's a total of 13.
Vilcus, you're still asleep.
Ugh.
You're twitching though.
Is anyone down there with him, or standing over by that?
Is Kaz?
Kazroth's probably over there.
Wait,
Eliseth would also be standing by the tunnel opening.
Yeah, Eliseth would be
with her bow drawn.
Kazroth would have probably snuck up to check the magic and then came back.
Can she tell if we shook him? Would he wake up, or is he still magically asleep?
He's You get the feeling it's more at this point, there's not much that you can do. It's really more about Vilcus versus the thing.
Josh darn it, Vilcus.
That sounds like a really crappy comic book title. Vilcus versus the Thing!
Most
Sorry.
excellent.
That sounds like an
was funny.
amazing comic book title. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'd read that.
Wait, I actually just thought of a cover for that, and I'm so sold.
Oh,
What would the cover be?
I need to hear
It's
this now.
basically Vilcus versus, like, a Doc Ock octopus. It's very Spider-Man-esque, and it's very cool. You look awesome. You're welcome. No, I cannot draw it for you. I'm not a comic book artist by any stretch.
Anyway,
We're off. We're in left field
We're off
today.
topic today.
We're having fun.
We are. This is
Great.
true.
Trish is gonna stay down because the sniper rifle has range.
Okay. What do you guys want
Is
to do?
anything else happening?
No.
That's just not nice.
They knocked the door open, and as far as we can tell, nothing else is happening.
Uh-huh. In the distance, you hear...
Like a cow?
Yep.
I want to check
Wait,
the tunnel.
You're gonna go down and check the tunnel down there?
I'm concerned that that was a diversion, and they're going to come through the tunnel.
You go down and check the
Oh,
tunnel.
no, that's
You go down and check the tunnel, and you, this time, when you get down there, you don't hear anything.
Anything?
This is by the grate again?
Yep. All you see the same tops of the, like, the cells, and you see the...
so we need to pull Vilcus back up now.
Yeah. Let's pull him
Alright.
back up.
Who all's helping? Because I'm definitely pulling.
I'll pull.
Alright, Kazaroth will help.
That's bad. 14?
14.
15.
And Trish said that she was helping. She raised her hand at least.
How much has the acid eaten away at the wall?
The acid's done a good job. It's about this much, actually. This much.
No.
This much, probably like a little more than that.
Okay.
If they drop me, do I get to roll again to try and wake up?
Oh, absolutely. This time with advantage. Because, in fact, they do get you off the ground. But only Triss, you rolled 23 for strength, right?
You're
No,
muted,
that was her
Gabrielle.
stealth.
Ah. You're
Gabrielle,
muted.
you're muted.
You're muted.
Sorry, I rolled a 16 on strength.
Okay. You're able to get Vilcus off the ground, but you're not making a ton of headway.
Help.
Vilcus,
help!
Vilcus, make a will save.
All right.
Do we need to roll for you again?
I'm just gonna try my own luck at this time. With the. All right. Do I get advantage this time? You said. If it's only if they drop me.
Well, they're like struggling with you, and you're like bobbing up and down in midair.
And bumping into the walls.
Yes.
And,
14.
14. You're still asleep, but you're complaining in your sleep, like.
Is he from The Sims?
Okay.
What
Can we
is with
see
this
him,
language?
like, moving?
Yes, you can see him moving.
Can I drop down and just slap him
Sure.
to try
Let's
and
not
wake him up?
more.
Because then hitting him against the wall seems to have done something. So maybe hitting him will.
Sure.
You punch him so hard he falls unconscious.
Unconscious, sir.
it
Unconscious,
work?
sir.
Well, okay, go ahead. Well, go ahead and make an acrobatics check to see if you can actually kind of get to him. And then slap him.
31.
Yeah, you're fine. Vilkas, make another will save with advantage.
17.
17. With that, you wake up suspended in midair with Casita leaning over you from a ladder.
Don't scream.
Nightmares that I have.
What was that?
This sounds like a nightmare.
We need you to get out here right now because they're definitely planning something. And we can't lift you up because you're really heavy.
All right.
And I think to him, and don't drink any random potions again.
So, Vilkas, now to your alarm, you're hearing the voices of your companions inside your head.
Yep, definitely a dream.
You can go back to sleep. We're all going to die. Just accept
Yeah,
the dream
fine.
reality.
Dreams are great. When you know you're in a dream, you do all kinds of fun stuff because you know you can't die.
This is
God.
not a dream. Your wife apparently has been holding out on us.
And on you.
Sorry.
Okay, I was gonna make that comment, but I wasn't gonna say it out loud.
Vilkas, this is...
Again, don't need to know these things.
No, I haven't... I hate you all.
Hey, you said it first.
Oh, danger. You guys said there was danger?
Yeah. So we found this tunnel, and they also blew through our door, and we're entirely sure they're planning something because we heard something about people going up and down and moving boxes, and there used to be people in that room down at the end of the tunnel, and now there's not. Or if they are, they're being really quiet.
Also, there's
Okay,
cows
so-
potentially.
Hold on. Rewind a minute. Tunnel. What's this tunnel? In that room is the room we were fighting in?
Okay, look around yourself.
Yes. We're in the room we're
We're in the tunnel.
fighting in. We're in the tunnel. Okay.
I will catch him up.
Make it
Cool.
quick.
Caught up. Got it. People.
Are we
Hold on,
moving
fine.
or are we staying, guys? Because I think we gotta decide fast.
I think we need to get out of the tunnel. I think regardless of what we do, the doors are wide open. They're either ambushing us out front or they're coming through the tunnel, so we might want to just face it head on and just get out.
What's the door made of?
Was the door made of?
Wood.
It's in pieces now?
Yeah, can we hurl one down the hall?
Hurl a what down the hall?
Take a piece of wood and toss it down the hall, basically.
A piece of the door?
Yeah.
I assumed that it was just blown open, not destroyed.
Yeah, like when
Oh.
you said, blown up, and what did you mean actually? So
It wasn't really blown up. It was like knocked inward, but like the barricades broke as it was knocked inward. The door itself doesn't really seem damaged. So you could throw you could throw like part of the blockades down the hallway.
I'll just walk up and put the door back then.
watch there be something on the other side of the door. It's like the penny thing.
What thing?
I don't know, like horror movies when like you shut the door and like the thing is like now on the inside.
Well, at least we'll know where it is then. I'm gonna go shut the door.
You close the door.
Is there anything on the other side?
The back of the door.
Eat.
And Apherion,
And
who was
Fury,
very,
Then
very
I'm
thankful
going-
that he did not get crushed by the
and
door.
Fury going.
Then
No,
I'm gonna walk
Apherion
over and
pressed
grab
up
one of
against the wall, going, "Holy crap, the door didn't hit me."
Nice.
So
What
this
did you say,
tunnel-
Noah?
Did you say the tunnel was covered by a slab of stone originally?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I put the slab of stone against the door?
Or we could
The
shut the
the
tunnel
slab
then.
of stone is on runners. That it's meant for it to slide. Like, you would have to have absolutely superhuman strength to carry it
Got it.
up a flight of stairs, and then...
Oh, it's down a flight of stairs? I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Wait,
So
can
I would
we?
take a guess. I'd say they trap either side of where we could come out, at least.
Interestingly enough, but yeah, there's a ranger spell, or there's a couple people can have it called ant hole or something like that.
We have a potion.
I think there's
Yeah.
actually a couple of ant hall
Yeah.
potions.
Yeah, I can carry like several tons if you give me that potion, but
Well, here's the thing.
Are we staying or are we moving? First question. Because if we're staying, I don't see a point in putting something over the door.
I really don't find that I would be able to fight in this condition.
So what do you want to do?
I need some sort of healing or rest.
Well, did we said that we can?
We had a
move the
short
slab.
rest, right?
Yeah,
So you get a rolled hit dice.
Yep.
How many?
Up to half.
half.
Up to half your level, so up to 60, whatever you have.
I don't even remember what the Slayer is.
Probably a D8
I
if I
think
had to
it's-
guess.
I'm guessing
Pretty
10.
sure it was D8. Yeah.
Might be 10. Hang on.
Let me check. Actually, you can probably find it faster.
Slayer is D10.
Excellent.
Actually, so question. We said that you can move the slab from the tunnel side, right?
Yeah.
Easily?
Probably take 2 people on the ladder, but yeah.
Okay. So it wouldn't really. So maybe it is better if we just take the slabs and use them to barricade the door. The problem is that also blocks our only way out, and this could be really hard to get through if it turns out that they are bringing like 8 Acortia. Like, this is extremely unlikely.
We're
but
going to
if they-
struggle with 2 Acortias.
Yeah, but like if we need to get out and the door is barricaded by several giant stone slabs, we're going to be seriously screwed.
I mean, we just have to set the stone slabs up so that they're barricading the door. But to make them no longer barricading the door, we just have to remove something that's supporting them. They collapse, and we can smash the door in.
I could try that. I mean, I can make some engineering rolls. I have no idea what I would come up
So
with,
can
like,
Nexa.
personally.
Harley, are you still there? If you are, you're muted. And your video's off.
I thought I started typing in Roll20 as
Yeah, I
something
did. I did too. I do have to say, you do have 2
Hey,
experienced
guys.
engineers.
Harley,
What?
Emily?
Went to the bathroom.
oh.
This is her roommate.
Oh, hi, Beth.
Beth.
Hi, Harley's roommate.
Hi, Beth.
Hi, sorry.
Beth! Hi, Beth.
Hello.
How's life?
It's pretty good.
Okay.
Harley's trying to get back up into her bed, and then I'll hand her back her phone.
Fantastic.
Sweet.
Beth, you have now become internet famous.
Your
All
voice
right,
is
here
amazing.
she is. What's up?
Yeah. Okay.
Someone eat potato chips?
Sorry. I keep forgetting I'm unmuted.
Captain Crinkle's birth.
Yes.
Sorry.
I was trying to see if I had any more Sour Patch Kids. So the question currently, Harley, is
Yeah.
what was the last thing you heard?
Well, Beth came back into the room and I started talking.
It's fine. So the doors
You
are
really-
like blown. So we think that something is either going to come through the door at some point that we just shut, or it's going to come up through the tunnel. So we're trying to figure out, should we barricade the door with all the stone slabs that are in here that are really hard to move and just support them with something that we can basically pull out, and then it'll create a domino effect if we need to get out of here? Or should we think of something else? Like, Nexa and Triss could make some engineering rolls. Personally, as like me, myself, and I, like Gabe, I have no idea what that would be. I'm not that smart.
If
But we
people
could do
want, I can also try to go down the tunnel and remove the grate.
But weren't there people on the other side of the grate?
Not anymore. Now it's quiet.
That's
Oh.
why we think that they're moving up the tunnel.
That's
Or that they want someone there.
If they were trying to
Hey,
move up the
guys.
tunnel, they would have had to go on over you.
That's true. Wait,
Guys.
so, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Casita would probably remember that there are 13 alchemical bombs in the bag of holding that was given to her by Elra here.
She probably would.
Casita all of a sudden hears a voice in the back of her head. Bombs, 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 away, away, away. Your conscience sounds like Sean
Let's
Connery.
bring the mountain down. Die, but
So we
they'll
could-
die with us.
We could technically use the bombs to collapse the tunnel if people wanted.
Certainly could.
If that's what you were thinking, Ethan.
precisely what I was thinking.
Yeah, like it wasn't safe for us to like try and jump down the grate, was it? So it's not like we're gonna use that.
I could probably manage it, but
Heavens no.
Okay, but it's not that likely that we're gonna go that way, right?
Alternatively, it would be good if we could rest a little longer, or if we fight them on the terms we want, if they're going to come at us, rather than on the terms
they want.
Said
Yeah.
that the tunnel was kind of small and would be hard for anyone Vilcus' size if they weren't very dexterous to get through, right?
Yeah.
There's no summoning circle inside here anymore, so there's nothing big that can come through the tunnel. If we rig the bombs, sit them near the doorway, so that people can't see them until they've walked in, then I'm sure... Does Kazaroth have Spark?
She does.
She could probably detonate them from a distance. So we could go sit at the entrance to the tunnel. Any weak little mage that tries to poke his head through, we can decapitate. And then, if something big tries to come through the doorway, we blow it into tiny pieces.
This is why we
That way
want
we're ready, rather than them fighting us where they want.
Not bad. Yeah.
I'm game with that plan, honestly.
This is why I said we should do a very watchful long rest in this room.
Yeah.
Like 20 minutes ago.
Sorry, we have to process through like every option to make sure we're not going to get killed by it. Which is why we overthink literally everything. I will send you a meme that will...
There's also now the question of what we're doing with them trying to deal with us.
Wait, say it again?
I'm doing a bad job at words right now. Feel free to ignore me.
You're fine. Okay. Okay, so are we gonna go with watchful long rest? Well, actually, Ethan, were you talking about long rest or short rest?
Long rest.
Okay.
We need hit points.
That's fair. So that's fine by me.
And spells.
And they might eventually get bored of waiting, in which case they'll engage us on our terms.
Yeah, I'm assuming, Ethan, that's what you were thinking. Just wait it out, call their bluff, and wait it out.
Yep.
All right,
It's our time down here.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right, so you guys are settling in for a long rest. Are there any preparations you'd like to make?
Rig the bombs over the door. And more acid, and I think we should just rig things over both sides where people might come in.
Yeah, I was gonna say
and always have someone awake who has the headband.
Yeah, and like probably the person on watch should be like right there.
Have one person on watch by each entrance at least.
All right.
Well, yeah, but if the person on watch is right here, then they can see. They can see to the door.
That's not the door.
And they can see to the gate.
Door's up here.
Where's the door?
Here.
Ah, well then they can see to the door. And where's the tunnel?
There.
Okay. So maybe put them here. Either way, they can still see both entrances.
Correct,
Whatever
Andrew?
we feel like doing.
Yes.
Alright. And I think if we can afford it, we should have 2 people on watch at any given time. And maybe have people sleep in their armor just this once.
I'm feeling pretty well rested.
Yeah,
we hadn't
Kazaroth
noticed.
punches you in the arm.
Yeah, Vilcus I don't think needs to rest anymore for at least 2 days.
Vilcus takes 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
I can take a watch.
Triss can also take a watch. Eliseth, yeah.
I'm still on
Eliseth
guard.
would definitely take a watch. Because she only needs 4 hours sleep.
Right.
And so does Nexa.
Yeah.
Yes, Nexa only needs 4 hours, and she can also hand somebody off the belt when she's done with it if they ask her.
The belt?
So she probably won't think of it.
The belt of short sleeping.
That's right, you got a belt.
The very first magical item you guys ever got.
Yeah, but Nexa just wears it all the time, so she probably wouldn't think of it.
I'm not sure the rest of us would either.
But if anybody else
hasn't gotten a real night's sleep in the last 2 years.
It's an awfully nice belt you have there.
It's really, I wish I had one of those.
Right?
Yeah.
Or a belt of just being able to fall asleep.
Alright. Well, let's just get this over with. Because I'm pretty sure something's going to happen when we try to rest.
Alright, so you guys settle in.
Who's on first watch?
Are we doing 2 people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should.
All right.
I can take first, along with someone
I
else.
don't really need to rest. I'm pretty close to full hit points, and like.
I mean, if it's a long rest, then technically all of us will rest at some time.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, yeah.
But
First hour.
Wait, who's
Nothing.
taking? Sorry, who also was going? I'm sorry, did I miss something?
Sita and Vilcus, I thought.
Okay.
quick question.
Yeah.
Might be just pointless time wasting, but might not be. All those wooden things in the middle of the desks and bookshelves. Is it possible to like assemble them into a sort of a platform tower thing that's high that you could be on top of, see around the room, and be like not easily reached by someone on the ground?
Not safely, but
Okay.
you could certainly try.
And we did rig the bombs, right?
Yes.
Okay, not safe. I mean, if it's not safe, it's not worth trying it. I was just wondering if you could like stack them easily, depending on how they're built. Okay, never mind then.
So I will take one of the positions of first watch if someone else wants to join me.
I think Velcris and Casita have first watch.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sorry, I was answering questions in the chat.
it's cool. What questions did we have?
It was asking if we still had the liquefied door from a few episodes ago.
Sadly.
I can't imagine what use that would possibly have.
Door in a bottle.
So if they do destroy the door, we've got a spare.
Just like if someone just comes like,
I forgot about that.
Drats!
No, we don't have the liquefied door anymore. The liquefy potion only lasts for 10 minutes.
I think Elver here needs to spend some time working on like a long version of the liquefy potion, just expanding it for large, like big things and for long times, so you can just sell things like boulders in a bottle and doors in a bottle.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Lucrative for adventurers.
Also, just start a hardware store where you buy everything in vials instead of having to have a truck to haul it in.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine how much easier moving would be if you just liquefied your couch?
Oh my god.
List.
Drained it into a vial.
Quotes list.
You go around your apartment like somebody's coming in. Why are there all these puddles? Don't touch them. Last time the arm of the couch ended up in my bedroom.
All right, so hour 2, nothing. Hour 3.
Uh-oh.
Hour 3, you hear what feels like something heavy slapping water, followed by.
Oh crap!
Wait. Oh balls. Oh
Yup.
balls.
Oh balls!
Shut balls. I forgot to check that.
Which direction?
From which direction do you water slapping?
Yeah, hissing.
From down the tunnel.
That's not what I thought it was, but never mind.
Close the tunnel.
Can you close the tunnel?
Yeah. I mean, how much of a seal is it?
Like how much? You mean like how tight is it?
Right.
Like I said, it's probably just big enough for Vilcus to get through.
No, I mean when you cover the top.
Oh, it's. I mean, it's perfect, except it's pretty easy to move. 2 people or one very strong person can easily move it.
That's okay though. If it's a perfect seal and you cover it, and they were saying going to be putting gas in,
okay,
it should stop it.
I mean, it's not like a perfect seal like that. I mean, like it wouldn't let light through or anything. Gas could probably seep around it.
I say we collapse the tunnel.
Who's
I would
awake?
agree with that, but I'm not awake.
You don't smell anything.
Oh, right, I'm not awake either. Gosh dang it.
Any
I feel
heat
that.
change?
No.
Focus. Do you want to collapse the tunnel?
We don't know what's there yet, right?
Not yet. I can check if you want.
I think collapsing the tunnel. If there's something in the tunnel, then we can collapse it and stop it once we know more of what it is. Most likely.
You want me to check?
Whereas if we collapse it now, we don't know what we're blocking. And it may be blocking our only route of escape if something comes through the other door.
We'll check then, if you want. I will stealth into the tunnel.
Go for it.
The headband. Whee! And there goes my die.
Crapping my pants.
Let's try that without having it fall off the desk. Ooh, that's good. That's very good. 50.
No longer crapping my pants. You're fine. You're fine.
Casita, you are a ghost. You are a ghost's shadow. You are a ghost's shadow's imaginary friend as you move down this tunnel in utter stillness.
Lucas may be slightly afraid that you did in fact just vanish.
Yeah, no, Lucas, you just go. Lucas, you just turn around. There's just no. Casita.
But I can ask you in my head if you're still there.
I am here.
Technically, actually, because Kazaroth is asleep, you guys can't do that. Lucas, you go.
No, respond.
You're not wearing a diaper, friend.
Yes, Lucas, to your horror, Casita's not responding to your thoughts.
We would have figured that out a couple hours ago.
Yeah, you probably would have. All right, so Casita, you slip down, you shimmy through. Everything looks exactly the same as it was.
Nothing with the headband?
Nothing with the headband.
On the other side of the grate?
Except the glowing planks going down. They're going down.
Is the noise louder now?
The noise is like you hear what it sounds like lapping. Like versus like that kind of lapping, like dog lapping. It's like wave lapping, not dog lapping.
That's interesting. Can I see based on the light patterns? You know how light reflects off of, like, moving water?
Yeah.
Does that appear to be happening?
Yeah. You can see it playing a little bit on the far wall.
Okay. I guess I'll go back up the tunnel, and I'll say it seems like they're trying to fill it up with water. The room on the other side of the tunnel. Is that the impression it gives?
Not necessarily. I mean, you don't know. When you were down there before, you didn't hear any lapping. I mean,
but the light would still have.
Now, if the water was still.
Fair enough.
The water was still, so you're not sure.
So the planks are moving down and disturbing the water because they're going into it now.
That would be a logical conclusion.
You don't know. You can't see what's going on below.
Slapping sound.
But the planks were doing it earlier, and there was no
lapping.
I thought they were moving up earlier.
I think they're moving vertically up and down.
Sorry, you're only seeing them going down vertically. That's what you're seeing through the vent. Great, whatever you want to call it.
I can try to remove the grate to get a better look, if people want.
I mean, at the moment, that seems like it'd be risky, because it would take you some time and you'd be gone, and I'm not good at telling when things are around. You have the magic item that lets you see magic.
This is true.
Probably for the moment, we need to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, the rest of us also can't give any input right now unless you wake us up.
I'd like to make a noisemaker down the tunnel.
If
it goes off.
Sure.
To know, if it goes off, if something's coming, or if water disturbs it.
Okay, sure. How can you describe to me a little bit how it works?
I mean, imagine whatever Firion did before when he made noise. makers.
Okay, so like bubble wrap mixed with like.
If it comes to it, I can just basically tie a couple of vials together. I mean, that's the most ghetto noisemaker I think I could do.
What you do is you take a little bit of the gunpowder from Triss's guns, put it in a vial, and hang it up from the ceiling to a trip cord. Anything. You need something to spark it. To, like,
I mean,
maybe a cord.
Anything that goes to that tunnel would have to go through that grate, presumably.
Which liquid could do easily.
Yeah. You okay, Gabrielle?
Are we just waiting it out?
I'm confused about what we're talking about with the water. Like, my audio crapped out for a second, so I'm not sure. What do you mean with water coming through the tunnel? Are we thinking that they're trying to fill it up and flood out the tunnel?
That's my guess, that they're going to try and flood us out. That would be a ton of water. It seems
true.
illogical and it doesn't make sense, but it's also...
The problem is, I'm also kind of spacing because there's something that I really want you to ask, but I can't have you ask it because I'm not involved.
Here's the deal. If you check on it in another half hour, then if there's water coming up, we can collapse the tunnel and stop the water from rising.
This is true. And in another hour, our watch is over and it's out of our hands anyway.
Figure anything out. What?
Said in another hour, our watch is over and it's someone else's problem.
That is actually coming up rapidly. Any last actions?
Checking by the door, I guess. And I'll check the end of the tunnel before I go to sleep when we hand the watch over.
Sure. The door is as it always was. Did you lock the door out of curiosity? Or is the door just closed?
Is there a lock on the door?
Yeah.
Probably.
Like,
I don't know, I wasn't the one who put the door back on, so...
Focus.
The door back on.
There are two big bolts in the door. Cool. Alright, so Cassidi, you go back down and you check, and the rippling light is not there.
Has the sound stopped?
The sound has stopped.
When did the sound stop?
Oh, did you stay there?
No, but you said we could hear it from the room.
Oh.
The hissing noise.
The hissing noise like went away as soon as I stopped making it, pretty much. And after that, you just heard lapping.
Okay.
The lapping has stopped by this point, and the light is gone.
Water. The light is gone.
Not like all the light, like the flickering light of like water ripples is gone.
Okay. Any small stones or anything in here?
Yeah.
The things are still going up and down? Sorry,
Yeah.
the things are still going up and down.
Down, as far as you can tell.
Wow. They're not coming through the ceiling, so they must be...
Well, they're not coming through the ceiling right by you.
I don't like this, but I'll go back and I'll tell people. If they were going down and there was water, they'd be disturbing the water, so it should be doing the light thing.
Are you gonna do anything? You're looking for a small stone?
Never mind. It didn't matter. It was before I remembered about the planks.
Your perception's 30, right?
Passive is 30, yes.
You hear a grumble from down there. You hear like a grumble, and you just hear like a... And you hear shh.
Mafludabuja?
Yes.
I assume it's just the language I can't recognize.
What languages do you speak?
Seems to be saying this a lot today.
Yes.
Common Abyssal Infernal, Undercommon Celestial, Draconic.
Nope. No idea what it is.
It's not the same one from before?
No.
It's French.
This one just distinctly sounds Polish.
Well,
Seven
it's Greek to
Z's.
me, so.
7 Z's.
Okay,
It's not Polish unless there's 7 Z's in it.
I will go back, but there's people just deliberately trying to be quiet down there. What was ever going on is I don't like this. I really don't like this.
And you liked it before?
No, but I like it less now. Screw you.
Sorry if I'm a tad cynical. We sailed across the world to come onto an island where we walked into the lair of a bunch of super powerful wizards and got trapped in their laboratory. I was having a great time.
You slept.
Alright, moving on to the next watch. Who's the next watch?
I'm one of them.
I think Eliseth would probably be the other, wouldn't she?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so see, it's funny. Like, I've taken to imagining like when our characters aren't here, like people just walking around holding a teddy bear of that character who only operates in bed. It's like a little tiny teddy bear dressed like that character, especially like a little elf teddy bear. Alright. Hello, darkness, my old friend. It's Noah.
I've come to talk with you again.
Because of
The vision
vision.
softly creeping.
So did seeds while I was sleeping.
And the vision that it planted in my brain,
Brain still remains.
Within
the
the sound.
within the sound of silence.
Of silence.
Velkus, what the vision did you see? Did you hear in the sound of silence?
Alright.
Nobody knows.
He saw a door.
You saw a what?
A door.
I'm busy trying to figure out why my power supply is not giving power to my computer.
Oh, yeet.
That sounds like a pain in the butt. Alright, so I'm assuming you guys informed the next watch about stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very much.
Alright, so
Let's
it's gonna
sleep
be
off the ground just in case.
Alright, so alright, so Eliseth and Garfunkel are due up. Alright, so Garfunkel, as you're listening, you hear Paul Simon's fame overwhelming you, and then you hear
What?
I do say, chaps, this is rather a bad show, isn't it?
I was just saying how much
Waking
fun
the
I
rest of us up.
Oh yes,
Wait, what?
it's you hear this voice, supernaturally loud.
That's amazing. Oh
I
my
can never
god.
keep track of how to whisper you. First it's over here, then it's Furion, then it's now it's Garfunkel.
Please keep his Garfunkel at least for like 2 weeks. Just
So does this wake the rest of us up?
Oh yes, it's supernaturally loud, echoing around the chamber.
Stealth.
Stealth. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
36 stealth.
36 stealth. Okay.
Let me re-roll the amulet.
Emulate.
Or good.
Okay.
Amulet's good, so how do I math? 39 stealth.
Kazaroth actually. Oh no, she would have had to ditch armor. So Kazaroth's starting to just tug back on her armor.
Wait, didn't we say we were sleeping in armor just this once?
Yeah.
Okay, so who's in medium versus heavy? Who's in light armor? Are all of you in light armor except the Vilkuses?
The fuzzy boys. Yes.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm in medium armor.
Okay. So
Okay.
you guys do get penalties for sleeping in your armor. That's fine.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't have slept in my armor, but I would be wearing it now because I was on watch.
Okay, that makes sense. So the only person who would have to deal with this would be The Vilcus's... what is your...
What's Vilcus's surname?
That's a great question.
He doesn't have one.
He's Madonna.
He's
Madonna of this world.
I am in
Gosh.
medium armor.
Okay, you are in medium armor.
Also, I might randomly drop out of the call in a minute because my computer's battery is almost dead and my power supply is not working.
Okay, that sucks.
That is frustrating.
Mounted movement, forced march, walk, hustle, hardness, hit points, hampered movement. Somebody look up sleeping in armor for Pathfinder.
Gotcha.
Just while we're dealing with this. Okay, so
I
this
thought we altered that.
I kept it for heavy and
Okay.
medium. Yeah.
Sleeping in armor, a character who sleeps in medium or heavy armor is automatically fatigued the next day. Takes a -2 penalty on strength and dex and can't charge or run. So I guess it depends on the person if they were sleeping in armor or not.
I think it's only heavy armor that I've done that to. And note that doesn't apply to attacks. Does not apply to attacks.
No, just said dex and strength.
Dex and strength. That is it. I say it's only heavy armor. I say that you start with I forget exactly. I think I don't know what I did for medium armor. I think no, we'll just keep it medium armor and heavy armor. Medium armor and heavy armor as you guys start fatigue the next day. Because you know what? I'm just thinking about how horrifically uncomfortable that would be. Light armor is fine. Light armor is like you could be wearing like just about anything. You could be wearing newspapers. Newspaper armor. That's a terrible idea. Never do that. Where are we going with
That's
this?
how you protect you can protect yourself from I don't know.
A particularly
Insert rude political joke here. I don't know. Pick something.
a mildly offended mongoose.
Anyway, there's a guy talking loudly.
Yes,
Yeah.
there is. You know, 'tis terribly bad show, chaps. Let me
Good
offer you something. We can wait out here a damn sight longer than you can wait out in there. We have food, an island of artisans. Oh yes, and a dragon. You have
A Hulk.
whatever's on your back. Do be sensible. Come on, let us parlay. Do you honestly think we are some sort of evil madmen bent on destroying the world?
Down to the depths with whoever thought of parlay.
Thank you.
Paw
Thank you.
nips.
Let's
Parlay.
allow me to continue. We know
It's French.
that you've been talking to.
Sorry, I was. Go on.
It's okay.
Continuing the quote stream.
Yes. We know that you've spoken to Diaz, and while he is no friend of ours, he's certainly no friend of yours either. Come now, you don't think he hasn't double-crossed you?
What? Me? I trust Diaz completely.
Shiny, your head is still
Honestly,
wrong.
we were too busy to really consider that possibility if we hadn't already. It really doesn't matter at this
Come
point.
now, let us parlay and be reasonable about this.
That he's going to double cross us.
I'm sure he
How
already
does
did.
he think we are?
Here's the deal.
We're all up, right?
Yes, you are.
I didn't have the headband because I was asleep. I'm going to mentally ask whoever has the headband. Can they see anything?
That would be probably Eliseth.
Eliseth, her elven eyes spy her eyes so well practiced from reading Elf Highlight magazine. You see, bouncing back and forth, these sound waves, magical sound waves, are bouncing around the room, and they seem to be originating from the tunnel.
The tunnel.
Yes.
Well, guys,
So it doesn't seem like he's just projecting his voice in, obviously.
does
That's
Kaz
really-
recognize this spell?
Let's find out.
Trish is going to think very loudly about like how this guy is a fart bucket and see if he responds.
No response.
Okay, cool.
He just... Here's the parlay. Kazaroth, Kettle says that she's seen the effect, and she knows that there's a couple different spells that can be used to just kind of, like, cast the voice or artificially amplify the voice.
What kind of range are we talking? Would they have to be in the tunnel?
She says if he's powerful enough, he could be anywhere within the mountain if he's a good enough wizard. It would not be easy to do it from anywhere in the mountain, though.
We know we're dealing with powerful wizards, though.
Here's the parlay, my friends. You come out the front door. I guarantee you there is nobody on that floor.
Sense motive.
Oh, you have that. You already did that. Let me tell you.
Passive sense motivating.
It's a passive sense motivating!
Because we don't trust anyone.
So do we need to do this as active?
Yes! 9!
Yeah. Wait, what?
Slightly better than my passive. By like 2, so 29.
9!
9!
Incredibly enough, this seems to be honest. Look, we may not be friends, but we certainly don't have to destroy each other. It's so bloody barbaric. Listen.
It's fun.
You see, ladies, gentlemen, assorted others.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna think to the other people. Do you want me to check down the tunnel?
Not right now.
What I'm
No.
trying to express to you is that you're being wronged here by an incredibly powerful dragon. The kinds of things that we are trying to stop from interfering in the world. The absurd, whimsical, mythic things that twist the world all up in knots. The world is changing. Don't think we haven't noticed. Magic is fading a bit. Trust me, it is. A tiny bit. But that'll get faster, and faster, and faster, and faster, until there's nothing left, unless we can preserve it. People like us can preserve it, but we can't preserve it as long as we're opposed by whimsical, egotistical maniacs like that fool, Diaz, and the empire that he claims to love. He does not love the empire. We don't love the empire, but we see its use. It's good for governing the people. We don't want to destroy it. We just want to make it better. Improve it. Don't you want improvement? Come now, you are lords and ladies.
What? Are you continuing that sentence, or is that done?
That's the sentence done.
Okay.
Come, let us parley. Make a deal. Help us get rid of Diaz.
Why?
Why else?
Why can't you get rid of him yourself? That's probably the better question.
We could, but he's been a useful fool in sending us you. So we can parlay directly with you. Perhaps we bring you around to our way of thinking. Let's tell you, if you get Diaz, we can exchange him for Bertram.
There it is.
Release him unto you, so that we may use Diaz.
To do what exactly? Sorry, Ethan, were you asking a question? Or was Furion saying something?
No.
Oh. I thought I heard you start to say something. What do you need? What are you using him for exactly?
We are... One of our great projects is to build a global map of the magical ley lines that will activate whenever a spell is cast. All magic can be seen in a single blink in one place. Do you not see the power of it? How useful.
Can't joke about Facebook privacy settings.
How useful that could be for you, for us, for your empire. We want to make an alliance. We don't want to destroy you.
So why did it take you this long to want to parley? Instead
Yeah,
of
you did yeah, kind of like what Vilkas just said, where you did spend the first like several hours of us being here trying to kill us very viciously.
Oh,
why now?
Oh no.
Days, technically.
If we were trying to kill you, you would be dead. This was an audition, darlings.
Mm-hmm. An
Yeah,
audition.
sure.
Yeah. Look, I'm not one to, argue with the idea of parleying when we're stuck inside, a room inside your fortress area with other who knows whatever you have. But, like, at the same time, things aren't, can't get a whole lot worse for us, so I kind of feel like I am in a position to ask some questions, because, I mean, what are you going to do? Kill us? You were going to do that anyway. So, anyway, just curious here, if you're auditioning us, why?
Because we need somebody to kill, not kill, subdue Diaz. Bring us to us.
Why wouldn't you have told us this way back, when we were dealing with Diaz?
Is this Jabez's voice?
It is not.
Okay.
It's not Jabez's voice. It's a strange voice. It's a male voice. Why did we not tell you back when you were parleying with Diaz?
Yeah.
Serves. We may be incredibly powerful, but we are not gods. We are not omniscient. We do not know the future. We did not know how you would react.
To what?
To his offers to you. Do you not think...
You knew we hated him. That if you'd made a counteroffer, we, may have done some dealing. And don't give me any stupidity about auditioning. You didn't need to audition us. Have you seen what our group has done in the past? We literally changed the face of the Empire.
We have changed the face of the Empire.
World.
But would you be open to doing it again? You think Marilys honestly lives up to her honorific? The just? How honestly do you believe in that, Lord Vilkas? You have children, Lord Vilkas.
Yes, I do.
Don't you want them to grow up in an empire that's safe? Don't you want them to avoid having gone on quests like you did based on the whims of some dragon? Some immortal?
Just gonna say this well, out of character, but I feel like we should be taking the fact that he's monologuing. I feel like we might want to be taking advantage of this.
That is true. Or be aware that he's probably taking advantage of his own monologuing.
What villain doesn't enjoy a good monologue?
No,
There we go. He's a villain.
That was out of character. Hush.
Yeah, I'm just checking, dude.
So I'm just this idea of a parley. I'm not really a big fan of the talking to a nebulous voice, but I'm cool with talking. I like that idea. So why don't we have your parley, and you can come and meet us, and we'll meet in a place where there's not going to be, a lot of good, there's not going to be good places to set traps. There's not going to be a lot of, preset magic junk going on. It's just going to be us, and we can talk.
Very well.
If we can't do that, I'm not really sure how you plan to make a deal with us. You know what I mean?
We shall meet.
Alone.
Just Lord Vilcus and I.
No. You by yourself. We all know that you've got way more tricks up your sleeve than we do.
Very well, that is fair, but I hardly think that it is judicious for your entire party to meet with me alone.
I've got a different idea. Like, let's just have.
If you claim that you are so powerful that you could wipe us out of the thought, then it shouldn't matter if you're alone.
Damn Continentals. Alright, fine. Very well. Allow me to bring a bodyguard. Not anything undead. Nor wizards. Allow me to bring men. Men who work with us. Craftsmen. Many craftsmen live on this island. Servants. Craftsmen. Cooks. Farmers. You think we do this all just by magic? You'd be wrong. We do it as a community. People who think the way we do. Meet them. We shall meet on the agrarian floor. If you exit out the door that was duly busted open, if you exit through that door and into the main area, you will find yourself in our agrarian floor. Would you rather meet...
you.
Who am I? I'm Xenon.
Which one is Xenon?
Second least powerful. Xenon's the Angel of Light.
Oh, right.
Well, I haven't been able to necessarily pinpoint a spell type for it, but I guess. Depends on if Andrew is going for Angel of... I mean, isn't the Angel of Light a moniker for the devil in Christian?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know that until my aunt told me.
Xenon? Do we know anything about this guy from previous stuff?
Nope.
What notes do you have?
Ethan, what are you trying to say?
Too late now.
What were you going to say?
I wanted to ask him a question, but the conversation is well past that.
So just ask it.
No, it's too late. It won't fit.
Alright, sorry.
So,
Alright, what are we talking about with floors?
go up on the catwalk. Exit through the front door. Would you rather meet where we grow our vegetables, or where we keep our livestock?
I'm gonna go with the vegetables.
Very well. You will go out that door, and you will exit into the main passage. You will proceed to the far side of the main passage, the south end, and you will make a right there, facing south, so you'll be heading west. In there you will find where we grow our vegetables. I will meet you there post-haste with some of our craftsmen, and they will explain our way of thinking. Perhaps put into your terms our ideas, our beliefs, and the way why we behave the way we have, so. Do give us patience, dear friends. I mean, I do call you friends, I hope. Though you have slain Margeth, let's tell you that Margeth is of no great love or loss to us of the ladder. He was foolish. He believed in some sort of strange sanctity of the ladder, some strange, dark, divine calling to the ladder. He had become what we combat the most, the raving occultist, the mad one bending the world to their whims. That's what he had become. There's a reason we sent him first into the teeth of the dragon.
Cool, we'll meet you.
Most excellent. I dare say, are there any craftsmen you'd especially like to meet?
George.
There are two Georges. Would you like Tall George or Fat George?
Tall George.
Tall George will be coming down. Very well. Proceed, and we will meet you there in about a half hour.
Okay.
Most excellent. Good day to you.
Interesting.
I'm going to ask in our head connections, is this still secure?
From what I can tell.
From everything Kazaroth knows, it's a spell based on Kazaroth's. It's a spell effect based on Kazaroth's deigning.
Do we know any? Do we have any idea how good their intel on us is right now?
Not really.
Because we know one of them got away, right?
No, we killed her.
So no one got away that saw us in person.
That's correct.
And he can project his voice, but we'd be able to see if he was scrying on us, right?
Yeah. He can't.
We also have the anti-scrying device.
Yes.
Right. So as far as we know, there's no way for him to know how many people there are in our group.
I don't really feel like you would. So, what are you suggesting?
So I'm suggesting that those people that are good at hiding hide.
Do just that, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't need him to know how many of us there are. If we're meeting in person, he can assume that he's meeting all of us when he's really just meeting Kaz, Vilkas, and Nexa or something.
So I think we have to put this out there. We are still under contract. We signed a binding contract to deal with these guys.
Yeah, what was gonna happen if we didn't? Did we ever find out?
I believe we get shipped off to the Shadow Plane.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of
can't break
that.
the contract. That's not in the options. But talking with them's still a good idea.
Also, like, when I said can joke about Facebook privacy, like, I meant that jokingly, but I also mean that seriously. Like, I don't want there to be a magical network that alerts you every time someone casts a spell. First of all, it's gonna be really annoying for the first, like, few years of it, because we're gonna ping it constantly. And also, that's just, like, not appropriate. Call me conservative, but, like...
Also, I'm perfectly cool if magic fades from the world. Vilkas likes that idea.
Yeah, like, it's... Yeah, I mean, you married one, so I certainly hope you are.
So I think it's also questionable how true they are about this.
Oh yeah.
Because we heard cows earlier. Which suggests that they may have been setting things up for those specific rooms.
Yep.
That's right, livestock. You mentioned livestock. I was like,
yeah.
Why the heck are there cows?
Specifically, vegetables is a much better place anyway. Because all of Eliseth's magic is dependent on plants.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And so if we're amid a bunch of vegetables, then she's actually going to be able to do some magic things, if needed. But that's just why it's better than the livestock, is what was my thinking. But
no, I'm fine with you picking what you did. But
I do think that it'd be a good idea. We're still playing into what they want right now, since they don't actually know how many of us there are. It'd probably be a good idea to have at least one person who's stealthy be going someplace not in that room, preferably with the cloak so they could teleport around if needed. But I mean, it'd be good to know what else there is that exists here, and where they are, and all of that. And if they're busy parleying with us and thinking they've got the whole group, or at least not, knowing that they don't, then that'd be the best time for us to be figuring other things out and settling, what other plans might be. Especially, how far does Kazaroth's telepathy go?
Visual range.
Visual rats.
You have to be able to see.
Okay.
May I speak?
Did she have a message?
Yes, Ethan.
Go for it. What was it?
Ethan, what are you saying?
It's very clear that they're lying. Think about it. If they are as powerful as they claim, and they are going to be using some methods to maintain the level of magic that's currently in the world, then they have the capability to maintain that magic just for themselves. So why would they maintain magic for the whole world if they can instead maintain it for themselves and become that much greater in power because no one else has what they do?
I'm sure they're just doing it out of the goodness of their heart.
So they're gonna betray us, and we can't make this deal anyway.
Right.
And as soon as us stealthy people walk away from the group, we will leave the range of the anti-scrying, and they will know exactly where we are and how many of us there are.
That's a
So
good
we
point.
can't explore during any sort of parlay.
Now,
So we
how does
basically
scrying
hide.
work? Can you scry? Do you scry specific places?
You scry a person or an object.
So if they don't know there's a person to be scrying, they can't scry you?
And the only one of those would be me. Presumably.
We're assuming they know everything else about us, like the rest of us. So even if they didn't see all of us,
If they didn't see all of us, they might try and scry the people they didn't see.
yeah,
If they don't see us, then they know that we are still in the area. If they do see us, they know that we've split. They've got intel no matter what.
Yeah.
My love, I think this would be a very interesting point to point out the fact that we are still official representatives of the Empire. That carries some kind of weight, even here. We have a banner that we can fly under if must be.
True.
So does every decision that you make also reflect back on the Empire and have impacts on them? I mean, technically, this is a matter of, excuse me for potentially over exaggerating, but it's kind of what they're trying to do is kind of an issue of international and global security.
You mean the single strip of land that is the known world?
Well, no, I mean, yes, except that I mean, but you get my point. It's the entire. This would impact everyone, not necessarily in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
To be perfectly honest. Wait, what'd you say?
We need to talk to them.
Do we?
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Because one, we'll know it'll be occupying them, and for once.
It'll occupy one of them.
Mm-hmm. And for once, we actually have. I mean, talking to them does give us a chance to try and get them to reveal things, and that kind of stuff. It also gets us, at least for the moment, not waiting in here, trapped, waiting for them to come up with a plan to get us out.
This is true.
There's nothing to say we couldn't just go out the back door.
Yeah.
Yeah, my worry is that if we could talk to them, which has its advantages, but there's not much that we can do outside of it, because regardless, we're going to end up it's going to be a moot point at the end, because we can't make a deal with them. And we really can't explore without being all together unless we're willing to risk the very high possibility of getting caught, which is just going to put us in more hot water. So other than getting information, I don't know how useful it would be.
If we don't explore, we'll never know what we're dealing with and be able to do what we're here to do. It's going to be high risk, but no matter what we do, it's going to be high risk.
Well, I guess my point is just...
Do I remember any of the layout of the mountain?
Do we just skip talking?
You know that it has 5 levels. It was still under construction. Most people were... it was under construction. Most people lived outside the mountain in your time.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Of course.
If they're so powerful, and we're so worried about this binding contract, why don't we ask them if they can get us out of the binding contract?
It's with a deity that bound it.
Though?
Yeah.
The other member of the contract is Diaz.
Yeah, but we bound it.
There's a cleric that
Terminus.
I understand that. What I'm saying is if the other member of the contract were to somehow either be forced to give up the contract or to magically be convinced to do so, then we could potentially get out of whatever's happening.
We could also use our teleportation spells to run away and come back with an army.
I like that idea.
I mean, yeah. We probably should have done that a long time ago, honestly.
Is there anything...
Is there... I'm very concerned this is just a trap to get us all to where they know we are.
Because regardless of whether he was saying it's an audition, I still don't think that they knew where we were for most of this.
I don't think so either. They're obviously trying to bluff their way into saying they know more than they do, that they're more powerful than they are. We're trying to do the same thing. It's how this stuff works. But I don't see that we've lost anything by talking to them.
Fair.
Right from Kira here, they're on an island with jungle outside. Why are they bothering to grow things inside?
Well, what are they trying to grow? It might not be the right climate.
I mean,
also, sandy soil doesn't grow everything.
What am I saying? Casita, you grew up here. You know a thing. You know that growing enough food on this soil was always a struggle for them.
So what? They imported soil?
You remember there being talks of manufacturing soil or simulating soil?
They've got a hydroponics farm inside the mountain because rainforest soil is terrible for growing food.
Technically, it's volcanic.
Even worse.
I'm curious.
You ever tried to grow a plant in a pot of ash?
No, but like volcanic soil usually has some.
Volcanic soil is actually not bad. That's why Hawaii is so.
Well, like you.
Regardless, does it make a difference in what we're doing right now?
I'm not convinced that some of the plants won't be plant-like monsters. Worth keeping in mind.
Yeah, I'm very concerned about mix and like summon plants.
I mean, we are dealing with a pretty high-level druid. We know that from the one spell from some of the spells that were cast. If we go to the place and we meet them, what if we sent the anti-scrying device, since they're going to be seeing those of us who are there in person, with people sneaking around?
That's actually a good point.
That might work, yeah.
We can talk to them. If nothing else, we can stall that person, feed him false information, or just,
Of course, if things go south, then we're split.
Right. If things go south, then we are split.
And that's always bad.
We always do have the teleportation stuff still available, and inside a mountain complex, I'd imagine that the actual distance between a lot of the tunnels isn't that far.
Do you have to know where you're teleporting when you teleport, Andrew?
Yeah.
Teleport home.
We just teleport back to where our friends are. I mean, that's what we didn't know. We couldn't pinpoint an exact location when we teleported into you when you were under the rubble, but we could teleport to where you were.
Okay.
As a side note, that was Dimension Door, basically.
Yes,
to get to
which is
us.
what we'd be using now.
Well, okay, but there's only a limited number of times that you can use that. Any other teleportation magic, well, actually, Dimension Door as well. This is out of character because Firion wouldn't know this, but Dimension Door and other teleportation magics as a spell is not terribly difficult to block with other magics. So teleportation is an iffy backup.
And worth putting out there, they know we have the anti-scrying device. If we split, and they can see that there's only some of us, then QED, they know there's another crew that we've split.
Yeah, they're going to know something.
They know that anyway.
If they don't know specifically. I mean, no matter what we do, we're going to be in a situation where we're in danger. And we're going to be running into potential trouble.
All right, so...
I'd also like to point out that if we get outside, Bertram's out there.
Yes.
Or not Bertram, or whatever he is.
2 points. One, with the teleportation, can you say, oh, I want to teleport to my friends? Like, does that count as a location if you don't know where they are? Because with the under the rubble, we knew that they were under the rubble. Okay, so
you knew their physical location in space. That's what allowed you to do that.
Okay. So if we had to use the teleportation, we're just going to have to say, God, like, let's just really hope that they can't counterspell it, which they probably can, and that's nothing that we can do anything about, so that's basically a moot point. But if you have to use the teleportation, I would say either teleport in here or teleport back, literally back home, or whatever the furthest
Dimension Door has a 400-foot range.
Yeah, and interesting.
I think it's further than that, but...
Dimension Door at its normal level has a 500-foot range.
Yeah.
500, okay.
Harley, did you try and say something? Oh, I'm sorry, Ethan, are you... Sorry.
It doesn't matter.
What were you trying... Did you... I thought you said and.
Well, so... A popular ruling with Dimension Door is that because it is an immediate action, there is no time to counterspell it as a reaction.
I actually agree with that. It is an immediate action that makes sense. It's like you're stepping.
For Dimension Door.
Yeah, it's like you're literally stepping through. It's not like yeah, because it is an immediate action. That makes sense to me.
So I have a slight suggestion here. I still want to know what's behind the back door at this point. What's to stop us from going out the back door and just vanishing?
Wait, there's what back door?
The tunnel.
Okay. Harley, were you going to say something? I'm sorry.
It was said. You're good.
Okay.
If we go out the back door, I mean, I don't feel like any place on the island is super safe anyway, but what good does it do us to be out the back door?
not where they expect us. Not where they want us to go is the only bound.
What if the group with the anti-scrying goes that way? You've got Featherfall, right, Casita?
No, I just fall. So long as I'm in range of an arm's reach of something, I can slow my fall. I think it's 60 feet right now.
Does Kaz have Featherfall?
We have acid. We can melt the grate.
I would say I do like Vilkas's idea.
Yes, she does.
Okay. I really do like, because that wasn't one of the things that I wanted to check, but I didn't get a chance to, but that's not a big deal. I really, personally, Trista's going to put in her vote for Vilkas and a couple, and Vilkas, next, I don't know what you feel like doing, but you're really good at negotiating. Vilkas next.
I should probably talk to them.
Vilkas next, then Kaz would be the logical group to go talk.
Well, we would want to cast her with us. Like, I hate to take Kaz from you, but personally, Triss would prefer to have Kaz with us, but that's yours.
That
Her.
Why do we need a caster with us?
Caster versus caster, also spells are useful. Unless we've got potions that will cover everything else that Kaz can do. But Kaz tends to be pretty good at keeping our butts safe.
Also,
If we're splitting the part. Go ahead, Arden.
What, Harley?
I was gonna say, I'm like, they can probably intercept it, and I don't know quite how it works, but Kaz is a fancy mind talk thing could be useful.
For you guys? That's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Kaz has to go with you.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
she has to be with us. I mean, I don't know how it works with being intercepted by them.
I don't think it can be.
Thoughts I'd had.
Yes.
The cloak of the mountebank goes with the group that's going out. They've got 3 uses of Dimension Door then.
Mm-hmm.
Kaz and Nexa each have a Dimension Door. So we've got 2 uses in the group that's talking. That way both groups have multiple uses of Dimension Door if needed.
Alright. So you guys take Kaz. Is that what we're saying?
Right. If we're going with the one talk, one explore. And
the scouting group has to take the headband then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scouting group takes the headband. Talking group, basically, we're just trying to talk and stall long enough for you guys to find something, return signals in your minds that it's happened, and then we work out from there what to do.
What are we trying to find?
What's here? How many there are, what we're fighting, where the rooms are, like anything that we don't know anything.
Yeah. Harley and Ethan. Harley, I thought I saw you unmute. Ethan, I just want to make sure you didn't have anything else to add. So
yeah.
Well, the only thing I have to add is just I really want to fight something right now. That's a player talking.
Same. I always want to fight.
So do I.
So I'm also down with that. But okay, but are we set on...
This is going to sound like a terrible backstabby thing to do, because it is. But we could just go in and have people talk to him, and once we've gotten the information we need, go as a group, with the stealthy people remaining stealthed, have the stealthy people wail on him.
Yeah, I like that.
And one-shot him.
My preference would be if we could find something, then you come back, tell us, and then be like, oh, by the way, we're in a contract so that we can't actually deal with you. And then one-shot kill him, take out another one of the wizards, and we know stuff.
That was what I was trying to remember. Do we have message? And what's the range on message?
I have Bamfi paper.
Oh, that works.
Bamfi paper, and you do have.
We can't use Bamfi paper subtly, though, can we?
This is true. You cannot suddenly have paper appear out of nowhere.
Oh, one moment.
Let me think. I'm getting message.
Oh, look, I've got a note!
This is like
Also,
super distracting while Nex is trying to...
For the people who don't have video up, let us know if you want to say something. It's hard to tell without visual cues if someone's trying to talk.
Yeah.
Okay, so in case anybody wants to know, Massage is a spell.
I literally thought you meant...
It makes you feel a lot better.
It allows you to whisper a conversation at a distance.
But you don't have to have visual range, do you? Or do you?
No, but you actually have to be able to talk. It is 100 feet plus 10 feet per level.
So that's a lot, right?
Was it?
No, it's not. It's not a lot.
It's not a ton.
No.
It's how many feet per level?
10. Wait, what? How many was it?
100 plus 10 per level.
Yeah. So that's
So
10.
220 feet.
Yeah, which is less than what Kaz is. No, it's less than something else. Ignore that.
So
Less than
Basically,
Dimension
it's not
Door.
useful.
if we're splitting
Yeah.
and the sneaky people are coming back and we're nerfing him, or we're whacking him and we come back, you guys have to make sure that the door stays open.
Yes.
So basically, you guys are just gonna have to talk until we get back, because there's not really any way for you guys to contact us at this point.
Yes. Basically, we're gonna be stranded without the magic items, talking, trying to keep the door open until you guys get back.
I can do talking.
Harley, what's your idea?
I didn't have an idea. She asked what I was
She's saying
going to say,
she has
and
no
I don't
idea.
know.
Oh, I have no idea. I read as I have an idea.
Yeah, but
Oh
I
man.
can do talking.
Harley,
Okay.
Also,
Harley has her
Andrew-
Eureka moment. Yes, Harley.
just a note. Before we do the talking, remember several weeks ago we were talking about the things Nexa is supposed to know about the wizards that I don't know
Yes.
about the wizards?
Yes.
Before doing that, would I be able to get that information?
Ah, Xenon. What do you know about Xenon?
Well, I mean, are we doing that right now?
Sure, we can talk about it right now if you want. What do you know
Okay.
about Xenon that you would express to the group?
No,
Well,
hold on.
Like,
I wasn't thinking necessarily to express to the group. I was thinking during the conversation things might be useful, and you'd mentioned that you had been intending to send it to me in an email.
okay, do you want to talk about it now, or do you want to get it in an email?
It depends what's easier for you. I mean, I need to get something to write if we're doing it right now.
Honestly,
Yeah, like, are we having this convo now, or are we waiting until
whatever
next
you're more
week?
comfortable with. I'll tell you what. Let's just make it an email so you don't have to worry yourself about
Okay.
writing.
Cool. I was gonna say, like, also as a heads up, I have to be up for class at 6:15,
Yes,
so I might not be able to stay on too much longer.
Yeah, no. I know this is probably gonna be a disappointment to you guys, but I am getting ready to wind down because I'm starting. I'm running out of I'm running out of mental steam. I'm sorry, guys.
I feel like this is honestly, it's not a bad stopping point. Also, you have to be up at 6:15 for what? What time is your class?
8. I just require actually, like, being awake before I go to class.
That's fair. I was about to say, like, if you guys have like 7 a.m.s, that should not be
No.
legal.
We have 5 a.m.s.
No, we actually do
All
have
those.
we do have 7:50 starts actually.
Okay, that's not that much different from 8 at that point. But
That is
that's-
10 minutes in which you could be sleeping.
Amen.
At this point of the year, that's like
True.
a day and a
That's
half.
fair.
Hey guys,
Entirely
Yes.
accurate.
Yeah.
you want to be jealous?
No.
No.
Yes, Ethan.
I wasn't gonna say anything. My class schedule starts at 1 o'clock on Mondays.
You should be silent.
It's mornings every other day, but Mondays are nice days.
I have class or work at 8 a.m. every day.
Oh gosh. That's
Oh no.
that's
I
not
have
Cousin.
to 15 every day.
Cousin.
that's not appropriate.
No. Oh. Alright, so is there anything else you guys want to wrap up? Have you made your decisions?
Are we deciding?
Before we end for the night, I want to get some balls in motion here.
Oh dear.
That's not sounding good.
You heard me.
I really need to stop before I say things, don't I?
So, just to be clear, Kazaroth, Vilkas, and Nexa are going to potentially talk with Xenon to stall Xenon while the sneaks take the headband and the cloak and the sneakiness and creep around trying to find out information to come back to gang up on Xenon and try and kill him before he can do anything.
So you guys are gonna talk for a really, really, really long time.
Or do we pretend to be really dense and make them re-explain everything like 20 times?
Just in
Well,
case
Bill
we
gets good at playing games.
So, I think one thing that might be worth doing is that we walk with you in case it is just a straight up trap and they attack as soon as you get there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
that's a good point.
And the other, I think we need to have a limit on how much we're exploring. I don't think we can explore a whole mountain in the time you're talking.
Fair enough.
It's like hour, 2 hours.
Can you keep him talking for 2 hours?
I mean,
In
Probably.
real time.
I believe you guys can actually
not. Let's put it this way. I don't know if I can, but Nexa definitely could.
Yeah. Well
Yeah.
said.
We start monologuing and telling stories from the past. We're like filibustering conversation.
gosh.
Hey, Xenon.
Turn into your grandpa on Easter.
Hey,
Just,
Xenon.
when I was in the war.
How do you feel about
Great.
potato salad?
What are you going to say when they ask where the rest of us are?
Healing.
Dead.
I feel like they wouldn't necessarily believe dead, because can't they?
Honestly, Vilkas would tell them the truth.
I think they would
We're
know.
hiding. You said you didn't want all of us to come here. We convinced you that it was a thing, but then we decided against it. Some of our group are hiding. Your group's all hiding. We don't know much about you. Let's keep talking.
Healing and healing.
That's some in-your-face negotiation.
That definitely is.
Vilkas wields the truth in a truly shocking way.
Really is.
I mean, Nexa could work with that, given the fact that she knows Vilkas isn't necessarily great at the lying bit.
He's not
Yeah.
even lying, though.
Exactly, which is why that would work better.
Mhm.
Because Nexa could still work with it, diplomacy-wise,
Exactly.
Yeah.
but it would also keep it so that Vilkas didn't have to be, like, lying through his pants terribly.
Would it be smart to also say that, like, we're also healing so that they're thinking we're probably all in the same spot, not moving? Or is that...
They'll know we're in the same spot if they try to scry.
Yeah.
Well, they can't because we're bringing the anti-scrying thing.
Right. If they try to scry on us and they get, it doesn't work, then they'll know we're all in the same area.
That's true. So it's not really adding or detracting anything, so never mind, ignore that. I have nothing more to add.
The more information we give them, the more opportunity they have to realize something's up.
Yes.
That's true.
I feel like I'm still concerned that if we try to keep them talking for 2 hours, they're going to know something's up.
Yeah,
But
I would
they're
hope.
smart.
I don't.
Yeah.
I would say go till you find something that's going to be useful and we can act on, and then come back.
Okay.
Don't
It's
try
like
and find everything. We just need something we can work with.
So like an hour or... So try and find something or an hour, whichever comes first. Bye, Ethan.
Yay.
Another session as us arguing.
Yeah.
Hi, people. Want to hear us argue for 3 hours?
Watch our videos.
Like and subscribe.
All right. So,
Can we get to the room?
certainly. All right. So, you all creeping silently.
The stealth hold from before, since we
Yes.
haven't broken it.
You haven't done anything.
Good.
All right. So you guys slip in utter silence up through the darkness. You come out into a large, well-lit cavern. It's like the others. It's not pretty, but well, it works. You remember when they were just starting to build this cavern, Casita. It's sort of a central cavern. You're coming up the north end of it.
It seemed so much taller back then.
Off of it, there is a door to your right, a large hallway, and a door further down to the right. There is a door directly ahead of you at the far wall, about 70 feet away. There is down into your left. There's another hallway and a door, and then to the right and back, sort of up the direction you came, there is another door. And then you see off to your left, you see a series of planks floating past, going down, And next to them, in sort of the circular hole, you see a bunch of planks floating up next to them.
Ye olde elevator?
Ye olde
Or
elevator.
ye magic-y elevator?
Ye olde magic-y elevator.
Can we see the grate?
No, because you're going up. Because remember, you're going up from the laboratory floor versus down from the laboratory floor. So basically, if I had to say this like in video game terms, you were kind of slightly in between floors. Now you're on the first floor versus you were looking into into basement floor 1. If that helps.
And I think whatever stealthy person has the headband has to stay until Xenon gets there at least. To make sure that tall Greg is not another wizard or an Akorsha with a disguised self spell.
Tall Greg.
The stealthy people need to wait until the actual
negotiations have started.
Once negotiations have started, you guys can leave.
Yeah, I would.
Negotiations have started. We don't want to just walk into a trap and have the party die, or not know what we're getting ourselves into.
It's possible that the negotiations will start and they'll start converging people on your location.
Yes.
Be aware.
It is very possible. I'm hoping if you guys are out in the halls, you'll find the people that are converging on the location and actually be able to warn us before they come.
Hopefully. With fancy paper!
That'd be convenient.
What was that, Charlie?
I said that'd be convenient.
It would indeed.
Yeah. So I'm curious, if you spy on someone who's stealthing and their stealth beats your perception, do you not see them?
See an empty hallway.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm just imagining Kelsey Grammer's voice. Damn! Just like in the back. I have no idea. I have no idea. I'll have to look that one up. Oh, actually, I have to
Don't worry that we're doing what they want, but
I have no idea. Alright, so you guys are now in the main area. Do you proceed into the vegetable room?
Yeah.
Sure. Proceed into the vegetable room.
Okay, so you make a right down the bottom hallway. You're now heading west. There are regular torchlight at intervals, so it's quite bright in here. No need for the light vision. So basically, there's like there's a door, and it has like a little what's the over top of the door thing called?
Door frame?
Not that, like what you put over a door frame, like a
vegetable. No, that's on the bottom. Never mind.
Like a molding. That's what I'm thinking of. Like
the door frame.
Yeah, the door frame.
Yeah, the
like
top.
The lentil on the top. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
That counts as the door.
It has like a little plaque with a carrot on it.
Wait. Interesting.
And like there's like a big, like almost like double like shed door that you can pull open, and there are cart tracks coming in and out.
We're going into the carrot room.
Yep. Do you open the doors?
Are they trapped?
You can certainly find out.
I'd like to.
I concur.
Yeah.
Not bad. 34.
34? They're not trapped as far as you can tell.
Are they magic?
They do appear to have a very faint abjuration magic to them.
Hold on, I rolled better than that actually. I have to do math really quick.
Are you arcane?
41.
41.
Woo!
Wow. You knowing your magic fields well, this is another alarm spell, basically.
I will relate that to the group.
Cool, let's open the door.
I'm not gonna say no.
All right, so you do so.
Guys, this is gonna turn into a Haunted Lando moment, potentially.
Oh, what?
Haunted
yes,
Lando
yes,
moment.
this is gonna be Darth Vader at the dinner table.
Yep.
All right, so you open the
I don't know
door,
what that means.
and you find yourself in a very large room. See, by room I mean cave. So to describe it, it's the ceiling is about 30 to 40 feet high. And you guys are like, as soon as you walk in, you go all right, like from dirt to like a raised wooden walkway. There's a raised wooden walkway that moves at fairly regular intervals with the cave, but also intersects at various points. Underneath that walkway, there's sort of a luminous, whitish blue, translucent liquid that just kind of occasionally, every once in a while, moves like it's being blown by wind in different directions. There is to your left when sorry, no, you're right. No, you're left. That's your left. When you get on the decking, there's like a little house there. Not like a house, but like almost like an office. You know, like those dinky little things that you have like at the end of like bridges, like the bridge keeper's house. Yeah, there's like one of those, and inside you see there's like a desk, and like books on the desk. Under this liquid, you see the tops of plants. You see like little sprouts coming up under the water. You see creeping vines and shoots and tops of carrots and lettuces and what looks like watermelon.
How deep's the water?
About 2 feet, 3 feet.
Wait, so they're growing the plants underwater?
They're growing the plants under something.
Under liquid.
Yes, it's translucent, and there appears to be some sort of light, ambient light coming from under this walkway, this decking.
Interesting.
There's a few rock shelves that it connects to, and the decking is just sort of built throughout this cavern. Who has the headband?
I think that's probably me right now, since I'm in the stealthy group and we were supposed to have it.
Okay. You are seeing that the water has both, the water has, excuse me, before I double check this. I just want to make sure. The colors that you are seeing right now are... I don't want to screw this up. I know for a fact you're seeing purple. You are seeing purple and purple. You see purple and green. Interact.
Which are abjuration and illusion and
illusion and enchantment.
Illusion?
an illusion spell on their water?
No, I'm sorry. Duh. Sorry. That's not what I meant. Transmutation and enchantment, not. They are protecting and hiding their water. Abjuration and illusion.
Oh man.
Hide the water, guys.
I'd like to roll perception just to see if there's anything in this room or
Specifically where or doing somewhat.
exits, people,
Okay,
magical planty thingies.
Okay, sure. You can. Sure, why not?
Natural 20. Yay.
All right. So, you look as far as you can possibly see. There's only one exit to the room. And it's the door you just came in. This room appears to have been recently vacated. There are wet footprints on the decking. There are baskets that have vegetables in them. They're just kind of sitting where they were. There's a sandal, like a child's sandal, on one of the steps. You don't notice anything nasty about the plants. As far as you can tell, they are absolutely normal plants. And as far as you can tell, there is nobody in this room.
Is this room big enough that a dragon could fit in it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Neat.
I know I've said this before, I really don't like this.
Yeah. But it makes a good adventure.
Yeah.
Do we just sit? I guess we just sit until.
I'm waiting for Xenon to come.
All right.
Yep.
I think he's gonna bluff. I bet he's bluffing us out.
Probably.
Hey, well, technically, we're all still together right now, so the anti-scrying should be working on all of us.
Yep. But they know we came in because the alarm spell went off, so.
Yep.
Should have done, yeah.
We could always just go out again.
As our party... do you close the door behind you or do you leave it open?
Never close the door.
With Kaz standing at the door.
That would also be an issue
The
because
entire negotiation.
yeah. Plus the fact that like if the sneaky party wants to leave and that's the only exit, it's gonna be very weird if suddenly the door.
For us to leave and exit,
open.
the door has to stay open.
Yes. The door's open. Kaz is standing at the door so it can't close. Next and I are going to do the talking.
Harley, did you get my whisper?
No.
Okay.
All right. And as you stew, waiting for the arrival of Xenon, or goodness only knows what, that's where we're going to end for the night. Thank you all for watching. Tasha, do you want to go to the quotes?
Nope. Oh God, Ethan's not here. I guess it's just me. Okay. All right. As you are lying flat on your tiefling stumble, from Andrew. I will prove to myself that I'm not just a puddle on the floor. Nexa. Roll to lick. Ethan. Imagining how easy and moving would be if you could just liquefy a couch. Tasha. Eliseth and Garfunkel. Andrew. And before we end, I really want to get some balls in motion. Andrew again.
This is going to the internet. Alright, guys. Have a lovely evening. Good night, Internet Land. From yours truly. Ours truly. What? Anyway.
Cool. Ow.
Good night. Are you okay?